Yeah, we had no choice because I don't have anything else to.
Oh,
savings
okay.
you qualify for. Call
I got
31
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 minutes of commercials.
800.
Then it's gonna be like 2:12, 2:13.
Joe,
You'll have like 7.5 minutes.
buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me
All
at
right, in that case, I don't have to go to
203-896-4000.
27,
I can
And once we get on the stream, you're gonna be going to 30.
days.
Gotcha, okay.
I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, any 4,000. 203-896-4000.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement this year? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning
Call
at
me
8:30
at
a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses so you could be covered in 10 minutes.
Pre-owned vehicles, each car carefully inspected with a 150-point check and comes with a 12-month warranty so you can drive with confidence. Sedans, SUVs, whatever it is, Mitchell Select has options for everybody. Go to MitchellAutoGroup.com, browse the inventory today. Mitchell Auto Group, delivering quality and value, and always, people, drive safely.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Hey, green guy. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the Radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the Radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Oh, there it is. And let's go. They're going to be our guests today. Those theme song makers It's the Panics. Holding Up the Wall, that is our opening theme music. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. They'll be our guest today at 4 o'clock. Can't wait for Daniel Pena to be here. We'll talk to him. Also, it's ladies' night. The wife and I waited until an hour before the show to get into a big fight about her hair. We'll talk about it. So we'll have her on. We'll talk to her about this story about Jason Kelsey and his wife about whether or not he said he likes to be nagged by his wife. I was thinking about that, and my wife and I said, we should talk about that today. So we will. We'll talk about that and much, much more. I want to talk about the scum, and I mean it, the scum of what Dick Blumenthal did last night immediately after this program. And that was put out, this press release at 6 p.m. to the media, giving people 18 hours to show up all the way down in Deep River, Connecticut, to hold a presser about hydrilla and the use of DQuat. I understand that Fox 61 was one of the only people who reported anything on that so far, but how dare they do that? Not give anybody any opportunity to get down there so that they can let him know what they think about the use of DQuat in waters. We'll talk about that, but I got to give you a programming note. You got to go to online because, of course, the Red Sox are playing the Cubs. And look, nothing against the Red Sox. They got a 10-game winning streak since the All-Star break. So they're playing the Cubs, and they're like literally neck and neck. They're 3 games out of first place. So God willing, they'll pick that up, and finally the Sox will get where they belong. But you guys, you got to go to WTIC.com. You can go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com, and, of course, download the Odyssey app so you can listen to programs. We got plenty of stuff to get into, especially the scummy move by Senator Dick Blumenthal in all of this. We were all over the place. I had to call Chris Webby in Europe to get him to get the word out because this was underhanded. This is what you call stacking the deck. This is exactly the epitome of what I've said about government everywhere you look. This is an opportunity to do things behind your back and without your consent. Do not doubt me. That's the role of everyday politicians. And that's what Dick Blumenthal's office called. I called them and said, hey, why are you releasing it this late? Why are you only giving people 18 hours to respond? Nobody can change their plans on a dime like that. And as a public official holding a press conference about something as important as this, to do it in the way that he did it was underhanded and, dare I say again, scummy. We'll get into it. Now, what I've got to talk about is this case with Sean Paul Reyes and Sergeant Brian Fahey. For those who know him, Sean Paul is out of Long Island. Sean Paul does a bit called Long Island Audit. He's an independent journalist. I think it's fair to call him that. A lot of people say he's not really a journalist. There is no measure. I checked. What he does is inform the public. He has got a considerable following, and he goes after corruption. You may not like his tactics, but that is not in question here. After watching this tape and watching this exchange as many times as I had, and I kept going over myself. People kept calling and saying, Reese, did you see this? Reese, I kept saying to myself, how am I going to present this on the radio? Because this is difficult to convey over the radio. This is something you have to visualize. And I found that way. Making the complex simple. That's what Uncle Rush always taught me. So we're going to do it today. But I'm going to do one thing that I always tell people that I'm doing. I'm going to lead the witness. You. I'm going to play a small clip, and I want you to listen to it. And I want you to discern what you heard. Roland, you're in on this too. Have you seen the video, by the way? Please tell me you haven't seen it.
Actually, I just walked in. I'm in and out. I got to.
Okay. All right. So you have not seen this video. So let me play the video in question, the incident in question that is at the crux of this exchange between Sean Paul Reyes of Long Island Audit and Sergeant Brian Fahey, the state trooper. This is the piece.
Get that gun out of goddamn Connecticut State Trooper. I don't care who you are. Right now. You spit in my face. My property right You're going to jail now.
You heard it. Let's play it again.
Get that gun out of goddamn Connecticut State Trooper. I don't care who you are. Right now. You spit in my face. My property right You're going to jail now.
Did you hear the sound? Roland, did you hear it? Or is he going in and out? Okay. I know you heard it.
Get that gun out of goddamn Connecticut State Trooper. I don't care who you are. Right now. You spit in my face. My property You're right going to jail now.
Okay. I am going to tell you after watching this video, it is beyond a shadow of a doubt that Sergeant Brian Fahey assaulted Sean Paul Reyes when he spat in his face, despite what the police officer said in this exchange. We do have the officer's name. Let me see. I want to make sure that I have it because according to reports, they do have it. The officer that you are about to hear is Sergeant David Bedard. That's his name. Sergeant
Play that and we
Devin.
got to roll after.
Yes. Oh, we have. I'm sorry. Say again.
They play that and then we have to roll after.
Okay. Devin Bedard. Listen closely to what he says about the spitting incident.
He spit in my face. I want him arrested.
So we went through the assault statute, and there's nothing that specifically states that spitting on somebody is an assault.
Bedard is wrong. He is 100% wrong. Stand by. We're going to break all of this down for you, and I'm going to tell you where this goes after the fact. Go nowhere except for the online version of the show over at WTIC.com or on the Odyssey app. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Are we just switching?
Swing the ground ball into left field. The Red Sox are going to win the game. At the wall, he looks up, and this thing is out of here. My goodness. Connor Wong got one up into the jet stream. Swing of the drive high and deep down the left field line. It is back at the wall. It's gone. Retsmetter launches one high and deep into center field. Oh, my goodness.
Boston Red Sox baseball on WTIC News Talk 1080 is sponsored by Westfield Bank.
The Red Sox on WTIC News Talk 1080.
He showed some real flashes heading into the break. Bright white batting gloves down at the handle. He waits for an 0-2, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Slider. And on 3 pitches, Duran is gone. This place is so similar to Boston. Maybe not quite as much edge, but these fans live and die by the Cubs. And it's been a pleasant surprise for them. They added Kyle Tucker. 18 games over 500. Pete Crow Armstrong at center field has been a revelation as Alex Bregman stands in, and he takes fastball in the outside corner for ball 1. Pete Crow Armstrong, an all-star, just along with Kyle Tucker, who's to his left in the outfield. Right-hander Ray throws, and Bregman takes a ball. Sweeper that missed outside. It's 2-0. Overall, this guy, Colin Ray, 7-3 with a 3.91 ERA. He's pitched really well lately. You peek beneath the hood a little bit, the numbers are not that good for him. 2-0 to Bregman. He drives one high into left field, but it'll hang up. The left fielder, Happ, shielding his eyes from the sun, comes on with the shades on, and he makes the play. Just like that, 2 down. Wind appears to be really howling in. I think you're going to have to really belt one to get it out here today at Wrigley.
A day that Dennis Eckersley would love pitching here. Maybe not the day game portion of it, but with the wind howling in here at Wrigley.
Here now, Roman Anthony. What a run he's been on. He's got the average up to 264, does Roman. Cool as a cucumber. He takes a fastball outside for ball 1. I mean, Anthony 9-game hitting streak during which he's hitting .389 with a homer, 3 doubles, 10 runs scored. The 1-0 driven high and foul on the first base side. What's really great about this broadcast position is that you can see Lake Michigan off in the distance as the flags howl in. The totally asymmetrical wall here covered in bright green ivy. 1-1 to Anthony. He fouls it back. Man, he had a good rip at that fastball. It is 1-2.
Yeah, how about a nice little drive, a lakeshore drive to get to the ballpark? You're just looking out at Lake Michigan on your right. You know, not far into the city to your left, you've got the river.
Sorry for the delay, guys. I guess we're just waiting for the switchover. And there's a whole system thing.
Restrictions at forhers.com apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Trying to lose weight?
There we
It's
go.
time to try Hers. At forhers.com/radio, you can access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored to you. These include oral medication kits and compounded semaglutide, the same active ingredient that's in Ozempic and Wegovy, but at a much lower price. So you can lose weight for less money than you'd spend on name-brand drugs. Through Hers, pricing for compounded semaglutide starts at just $199 a month for a 12-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. Plus, the process is 100% online. If prescribed, your personalized plan ships free directly to your door. Reach your weight loss goals with help from Hers. Get started at forhers.com/radio to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/radio. forhers.com/radio.
Drinking water is supposed to be odorless and colorless. If yours isn't, it probably doesn't taste good either. Joe the Plumber will test your water, then recommend the right water treatment systems or filter. That's something we can all raise a glass to. Visit us at calljoetheplumber.com.
Tune in to How to Retire with Fuchs Financial.
The main thing for the majority of the listeners out there who are approaching retirement is I don't want to be surprised.
Helping you build, preserve, and manage your wealth.
You've got Roth IRAs, you have individual accounts. Finding the right taxable strategy, that's going to be huge for you.
Tune in to How to Retire with Ben Fuchs, Sundays at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Lucas Giolito is on the other side of town where he broke in as a big leaguer, now pitching again the Chicago Cubs, and for his last 6 starts, he's basically been the best pitcher in baseball. He will see Michael Busch, Kyle Tucker, and Seiya Suzuki. I mean, these Cubs are rolling. 18 games above. They scored the second most runs in baseball. Top to bottom, their lineup absolutely mashes. So a true test here this afternoon for Giolito. Bregman in on the grass at third is the left-handed hitting Michael Busch.
I don't think we're coming back.
Into the box to lead it off. Narvaez sets. Giolito throws.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog,
There we
and
go.
I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager fell victim to fake pills. Smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Where are these pills coming from, and how are kids getting them? Right from under our noses, crooks are targeting kids on social media and selling them counterfeit pills that could seal their fate with a click of a button. It may seem harmless, maybe it doesn't even seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. So before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that many fake pills contain fentanyl? And an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. Listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Check.
That's like to be out
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
good.
sun.
That's why
All right, so yeah, we're gonna just ride this to the
your skin
bottom hour.
Other side of bottom,
FDA
okay.
recommends
Yeah, because
the sun protection factor.
man, I don't even want to talk about it, but there's a lot of stuff going on with
It's
Bob and
Okay.
shit that he's supposed to be doing that's not happening. I think.
UV.
Maybe I shouldn't. I ain't gonna say this over this. I'll tell you. I'll tell you offline.
But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen
Sorry,
for more
everybody, for the
information.
delay.
A message from the U.S.
We're working
Food
it
and
out.
Drug
What's up, everybody? There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Hey, it's Eric Erickson letting you know you can now hear me weekdays, noon till 2, right here on WTIC. Now you can listen live every day. I'll cut through the talking points and get straight to the truth. I'm going to give you my
Change your phone if you haven't.
I did that. I did that before we even got on the air.
as it happened. Join me weekdays, noon till 2. It's the Eric Erickson Show on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And now, a WTIC news update.
2:30 Hartford temperature, 79 degrees. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We've kicked the humidity out of here, and we are left with partly to mostly sunny skies for this afternoon. Bob Cox has the forecast details coming up. Man's under arrest after state police say he struck a state DOT vehicle in a construction zone on Thursday night. Troopers say 46-year-old Brian Ayers of West Hartford was under the influence when he hit the DOT truck from behind on northbound Route 9 at exit 34 in Berlin. He faces DUI and other charges. Crash this morning had I-84 in the West Hartford area backed up for miles. Tractor trailer rolled over eastbound at exits 41 and 43, a little after 4. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection had to be called out for a fuel spill. The highway has since reopened. Explosion early today killed 3 sheriff's deputies in L.A. County at a training facility there. Several others were injured. Watertown police say a man is facing drug charges after a lengthy investigation. State and Waterbury police assisted in the investigation with Watertown. The arrest of 36-year-old David Kolonsky. They're charging him with a number of drug charges, including possession of fentanyl, cocaine, oxycodone, as well as operating a drug factory. House has approved President Trump's request to claw back about $9 billion for public broadcasting and foreign aid. President also signing into law a series of regulations regarding cryptocurrency later today. WTIC News Time is 2:31 from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. Still have that 2-vehicle crash in Glastonbury on Route 2 West between exits 8 and 5D. That has the left lane closed. And also a new problem in New Britain, Route 9, northbound side between 34 and 35. Left lane is blocked there due to a tractor-trailer crash. Here's Bob Cox with the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Nice weather out there this afternoon into tomorrow. Mostly sunny. Temperatures about 80 to 85 this afternoon with light wind and low humidity. A pleasant night ahead. A clear sky, light wind, comfortable temperatures. Lows mostly between 58 and 64 by morning. And it looks mostly sunny Saturday. Temperatures getting into the 80s. The humidity will start increasing again, especially later in the day and Saturday night. We'll see increasing clouds Saturday night and the chance for a shower developing. Low in the upper 60s to about 70. Warm and humid Sunday with showers around. The chance for a downpour or thunderstorm. Highs 80 to 85. And then we're back to low humidity levels for Monday and Tuesday. Mostly sunny both days with highs near 80. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Just underway at Wrigley, the Sox and the Cubs. No score, bottom first with Chicago batting. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager, victim to fake pills bought from social media. This doesn't seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. So listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting.
All right, we're going to go in 1 minute.
Safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click, use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
Hi, I'm Peter Sagal. When we were growing up, my two brothers and I just loved our Uncle Ted. He was like a really cool big brother who always brought around the best toys and took us to the best places and with whom we always had the most fun. It was odd, though, when we got older, to realize he wasn't nearly as outgoing and adventurous with other adults. I found out much later that this might have had something to do with the ostomy bag he wore ever since he was diagnosed with Crohn's disease as a teenager and had part of his lower intestine removed. Theodore Skolnick, my Uncle Ted,
37.
last year at the age of 80, never having once mentioned his illness to me or my brothers. He left a large bequest to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation to help fund better treatments for these diseases and also to help other people, old and young, seek and get help for the situation that he was never able to talk about.
And
you need to hide your Crohn's or colitis. Go to spillyourguts.org to learn more about the treatments available and even find a specialist. That's spillyourguts.org.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we are back, and we are good to go. Finally, it's Reese on the Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's fly by the seat of your pants radio, folks, so be ready for that. Okay, don't fret. We got plenty of time to get into everything. We got the Panics coming up at 4 o'clock, so we'll get to talk to them. We've got Roseanne hanging out with us, of course, every Friday. It's ladies' night here on Reese on the Radio. If you're just joining us online, or if you went to the regular radio and you were like, oh, the Red Sox are there, where's Reese? You know where to find me. Now, I'm laying this out to you, folks, because everything about this has to be conveyed over the radio, over the internet, whatever the case may be, and things will get lost. And I know a lot of you watched this and said to yourself, what am I to make of all of this? What can I possibly make of this? You could only make one thing. I have to do it for you. Now, if you disagree, that's fine. Even my wife disagreed with me a little bit. Only a little bit. So if you're just joining us, I want to play you again. I'm going to lead the witness. This is Sergeant Brian Fahey confronting Sean Paul Reyes, who arrived at his home. Sean Paul Reyes is an independent journalist who likes to cover corruption, predominantly in the police department. He is antagonist. That's his role. But he believes he follows the letter of the law. I've yet to see him not do so. Does he come close to the line? Yes. But he is out to go after corruption. He is confrontational. And in this case, he was. But not in the way that you would think. This is the incident that everyone's focusing on. Did Sergeant Brian Fahey spit on Sean Paul Reyes of the Long Island audit? Here's the point in the video.
Get that gun out of goddamn Connecticut State Trooper. I don't care who you are. Right now. You spit in my face. My property You're right going now. To jail now.
Now, I am here to tell you that in the middle of that diatribe by Sergeant Fahey, he is in no position to suggest that he's talking. Oh, I apologize. How the heck did that happen?
This is the most important.
Sorry. That was dumb. I had something up that I had to play later on for you on Fox 61, and some commercials started playing. Forgive me. Anyway, in no way can Sergeant Brian Fahey suggest that he was in the middle of speaking and he spat in Reyes's face. There was no way what you heard was unedited on that exchange.
Get that gun out of goddamn Connecticut State Trooper. I don't care who you are. Right now. You spit in my face.
He goes, "Tuh, right now." He wasn't in the commission or in the process of speaking. Now, the reason why this is a problem, and a lot of people have a problem with it, is the framework that happens here, the framework of everything that takes place in this exchange. One, Reyes does step onto Sergeant Fahey's property. He does not stand at the door. He stands off the porch with the cameraman in tow. He speaks to Brian Fahey, Sergeant Fahey, when he comes to the door. It says, "Hi, how you doing?" He doesn't call him any names, but he is about to ask a question about his overtime and the story that Sean Paul Reyes is covering. He is immediately told to get off the property. That is exactly what Sean Paul Reyes does. He immediately says to his cameraman, "Let's go." That exchange takes place in 16 seconds of this video, from when Sean Paul Reyes rings the bell to his first encounter with Sergeant Fahey, to when Sergeant Fahey tells him to get off his property after disclosing that there is a no trespassing sign on his property. Pay attention.
Oh, I'm currently being recorded, his Ring camera said. Hey, Sergeant Fahey, how are you? Nope, there is no posted sign. There's no problem. Do you have any, let's go. Do you have any comments on the...
You heard him. Let's go. Once he hears that there is a no trespassing, he didn't see any. And this video actually suggests from the moment he walked up there, he says, "I don't see any no trespassing sign," as he's walking up to the house. So you can check that out on your own. But he says, "We didn't see any." But when he says go, he does. Sean Paul Reyes immediately begins to back up. The cameraman is covering all of this, unedited. They are backing away from the home while they are speaking to Sergeant Reyes. And then this happens.
Allegations that you are... I am moving. Do you have any comment on the allegations that you are receiving? Couldn't even get the question out. Ladies and gentlemen, he was so angry. Couldn't even get the question out.
Now, Sergeant Fahey turns around, goes inside of his house. Reyes notices that, starts looking at the camera to tell him, he's like, "Wow, I couldn't even get the question out. We're done." In the process of that, and you've all seen the video, and so you claim, Sean Paul Reyes is walking away from the home. He gets as far as the length of a football field, 100 yards. And that can visibly be seen. If you look at that video, you can make that distance by looking at it, saying to yourself, "Yeah, that's about the length of a football field." And everybody knows it. So do the cops.
He says that there's no trespassing signs. Let's see.
So he says on his video, "Let's go see." In essence, to walk all the way off the property, all the way back to the entrance of the cul-de-sac to see if indeed there are no trespassing signs. He, again, in this video, continues to walk away from the home. Not once does he stop and say anything.
Let's see if there's no trespassing signs. What a coward. He can assault me in broad daylight while receiving taxpayer money. But the minute an independent journalist comes to his home, and he's probably going to try and get me unlawfully arrested now. As you can see, I moved back his camera that says you are currently being recorded.
Now, Fahey now comes back to the door and says, "Get off my property right now." He's yelling to Sean Paul Reyes, who, again, when the cameraman turns around, shows Fahey coming out of his home. They are now, and you can see the distance. It is a football field away.
Film this guy. You're crazy. What do you think I'm doing, you psycho? You have a weapon in your hand?
He discloses that he has a weapon in his hand, Sergeant Fahey does. While he is backing away, he is approaching him at a high rate of speed with a weapon in his hand. That's Sergeant Brian Fahey. It cannot be disputed because while he is, again, and oh, by the way, in the video you can see Sean Paul Reyes continues to back away. He is not advancing. He's not confronting. He is walking backward away from the home continuously. Never once in the video does he stop walking backwards. Never.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't have any weapons. I'm a journalist. What do you think I'm doing, you psychopath? What do you think I'm doing?
Get off my property right now.
What do you think
Get
I'm
off
doing?
my property right now.
Now he's in his face. He's continuing to walk backwards. He sees him walking backwards. He sees the cameraman walking backwards. Now, at this point, there's no reason to advance. He has a weapon. He knows who the individuals are. He's made a beat. He's got a beat on both of them and a weapon in his hand as they continue to back away. And at the time, he can see exactly what's in both of their hands. There is no threat. Now, look, all you Black Lives Matter folks, you know the drill, right? You know the drill. In this case, you'd be screaming that Sean Paul Reyes is in the right and Sergeant Brian Fahey is in the wrong. Without a doubt, folks. And again, I'm watching this going, yeah, you're advancing up. I'm getting into his face. And again, all you have to assume here, and you can make that, is to say, if you want to defend Sergeant Fahey and say, well, the guy's on his property and he believes he's a threat. Why get in proximity of his face? Why get close to his face with a gun in your hand? You can neutralize that situation from a foot away in the event that you are approached. Worse off, Reyes is there with his cameraman, who can also assist Reyes in attacking you. And if you're in close proximity of Reyes, right up in his face, you have no directional opposition to both threats. One person in that position can get a hand on you. Other guy come around, you're done. You're subdued. As a police officer, he's putting his own life in danger. That's not a tactical response to a situation where you feel as though you're this man or this man and his cameraman are a threat to you. You would never get up in the face of this individual, but he does.
Off your property.
This is my property.
Well, do you see me not
All the way
moving?
to the cul-de-sac.
Calm down.
Get off my
that gun out of your
property.
hand. Get that gun out of your
Get
hand,
off my
you
fucking property.
Get that gun
I'm
out
a
of your hand, you
goddamn
psycho.
Connecticut State Trooper.
I don't care who you are.
Trespassing
I don't
on
care
my
who you are.
fucking
I don't
property.
care who you
Get
are.
off my fucking
I don't
property.
care who you are.
Right now.
You spit in my
Get off my
face.
You heard it. That's why I wanted you, again, the objective. Now, I don't want to get into the brain of Sergeant Fahey. But come on, let's be honest, folks. Why'd he spit in his face? What was the reason for that? Anyone? Come on. Nobody here is dumb. Nobody here is dumb. Sergeant Fahey spat in his face to initiate, to get Sean Paul Reyes to respond physically so that he have reason to use his weapon. That's the reason why he did it. Without a doubt. There's no, tell me otherwise. What's the reason spitting in his face? Every measure, every frame of this video shows Sean Paul Reyes backing up with his hands, not even once raising them, trying to be a threat. He's raising his voice, but he hasn't put his hands in his face. He's saying, you're a psycho, calm down, while he is backing away. While the officer has a gun in his hand and then spits in his face. What's the reason for it? There was no argument that he was in the middle of speaking and he inadvertently spat in his face. You heard the puh. You heard it. And don't say you didn't. You can say, oh, that could have been anything. I heard it.
I don't care who you are. Right now. You spit in my face. My property You're going to jail now. Look at this. Look at this. He's spitting.
Now, at this point where Reyes is telling the camera he spat in my face, Reyes has his back to Sergeant Fahey. He has his back to him as he looks in the camera to show the camera that he was spat upon. That's evidence. And if you're watching the video closely, you can see where he spat on his face. That is undeniable. By the way, if the police department has this video, which I know they do, and I know they've seen it because it's gone viral, arresting Sean Paul Reyes was the wrong thing to do. The wrong thing to do. All you had to do was see the video and you would have seen what happened, and this situation would have ended differently, but it didn't. But let's proceed.
Get off my You say you're going to jail. Face. I'm spitting as I'm talking to you. No, you spit in my face. Property. You spit in my face. Now. You spit in my face. Get off my property. You're going to jail. Right now. I'm going. Get off my property. I've been going. Right since the moment you told me. Get off my property. That's not how criminal trespass works. Now. Get off my property. You're right now. Look at the gun in his hand. That's crazy. Right. I'm a Connecticut State Trooper. I don't care who you are. You are trespassing on my property. That doesn't matter. You threatened to kill me. You threatened to kill me online. Right. No, I did not. Get off my You're a liar. Right now.
So now the escalation begins. Now, here's Sergeant Fahey making sure it's heard on camera. You threatened to kill me online. This goes into a very, very dirty space. Okay? This is, with all due respect, we're in dirty cop arenas right now. To suggest that the man said he was going to kill him online, therefore giving him reason for pulling out a weapon. Why would the guy even show up if that was the case? Why would he? Again, it's just none of it makes sense. That is exactly where we are right now. You can't do that on camera and think that that's, I mean, with all due respect, the Groton Police Department thinks that that's going to go over easy if that no action is taken based upon that line right there. They got another thing coming. This story gets worse for them if they don't act. Because, look, many people refer to that as a loose cannon situation. Do we have to take a break here, Roland? Or no? I don't even think he's there. Okay, well, we'll just keep going. Let's play the rest of this.
A liar. Right now. Look, see the big billboard truck? It's all being recorded. I don't care. It's all being. I know you don't care. Because you don't face any consequences. Get off my property. You don't face any consequences. Right now. This is the biggest mistake you ever made. No, it's not. This is the biggest mistake you ever made. No, it's not. Get off my property right now. It's not the biggest mistake. Get off my property right now. It's not the biggest mistake. Get off you are spit in my face. I didn't spit in your face. You disgusting. I was spitting on you. Why I'm yelling at you to get off my property.
Then he admits that he's spitting on him while he's talking to, oh, goodness gracious.
Right, get off. I'm off your property. Now what? Now what? Look at the gun in his hand. Right, I have a gun in my hand. I'm a Connecticut State Trooper. I don't care. You threatened to kill me online. No, I did not. So I'm protecting myself and my family. No, I did not. Don't ever come back to my house again. No problem. I'll stand right here with my billboard truck. You go right ahead. Go right ahead. Problem. I don't care. You spit in my face, you're going to jail. Don't ever come back to my house again. You're going to jail. Don't ever come back to my house again. It's okay for you to assault people and break people's property, but I can't ask questions about overtime, about your overtime, $75,000 for a desk job? More than that. Right?
Okay, then we get to the ugly place. Why was Sean Paul Reyes there in the first place? Asking him about the $75,000 in overtime that he was receiving. Sean Paul Reyes is suggesting that it doesn't make sense for an officer who has a desk job. How could he possibly get all of this overtime to the tune of $75,000? And as you heard Sergeant Fahey then say, what does he say? It's more than that. So then he goes on to brag about it. What does he do there? Well, that's simple, folks. Where we come from, that is called self-indictment. You're asking for further investigation into Sergeant Brian Fahey's misgivings or misdeeds by saying it's more than that, buddy. Bragging about the overtime. It's far more than 75. Everything about this is unhinged. You don't need anybody to tell you. You don't need me to tell you. You all know it is. You all know it is. The objective in that moment was for Reyes. And look, I'm sorry. Call Reyes a scum. Call him anything you want. Sean Paul Reyes has the video of a lifetime as an independent journalist. It is a big get. And Sergeant Brian Fahey walked into it. All he had to do was say, get off my property. That would have been the end of it. He would have walked off the property. End of the story. But it's not, and it won't be. Now, I know it made the Hartford Courant, which, again, may be hard to believe, but it did. They played the entire video, and guess what? No one is suggesting in any way that Sean Paul Reyes is in the wrong here. His tactics may be, crass at worst, but they're legitimate at best, especially because of the response. Going to get the gun and then spitting in the reporter's face while he has no weapon and he is retreating doesn't look good. And the police department knows this, and that's why it's being investigated by their higher-ups.
He's out of there.
Say again?
He's out of there.
Oh, you're saying he's fired, right?
He's out of there.
Yeah, he's got to go. He does, without a doubt. But again, look, if a White Mike saying the resist tyranny A guy, he called him an a-hole, would be shot for trespassing in Texas. Yes, he would be. That's beyond a shadow of a doubt. But see, again, that's what happens when you know the law. And I don't know if you follow this guy, White Mike, if you've ever heard of him before. I have. Sean Paul has created a name for himself because he does know the law. That's what all of his videos are about. It's about getting police officers on camera not knowing or understanding the law. He's made it, literally, it's a history of finding out that police officers are out enforcing a law that they don't understand. And when he caught the police officer saying that, and the police officer's name, which is in the report, by the way, he's everywhere, he's Sergeant Devin Bedard, who says to him that the spitting incident is not illegal, is 100% wrong.
Get that gun out of here.
Sorry, here it is.
He spit in my face. I want him arrested.
So we went through the assault statute, and there's nothing that specifically states that spitting on somebody is an assault.
He's wrong. In the specific Groton incidents referenced in reports, the Groton police officer, Sergeant Devin Bedard, reportedly stated that that spitting is not considered assault unless it causes physical pain. This interpretation appears to conflict with broader Connecticut law, as assault or breach of peace does not always require physical injury. Spitting can be deemed offensive physical contact or an act intended to alarm, qualifying as a crime under the statutes mentioned. Many people have cited this on the video. Now, the context of the Groton incident, the police may have been referring to a narrow interpretation of the assault in the third degree charge, which requires intent to cause physical injury or recklessly causing injury. Since spitting typically does not cause physical pain, it may not meet the specific threshold, but it can still fall under the breach of peace or other charges. In summary, it's not accurate to claim that spitting in a person's face is categorically legal in Connecticut. While it may not always constitute assault under the narrow definition requiring physical injury, it can be prosecuted as breach of peace. So the police officer found a very narrow hole in the case of Sergeant Fahey spitting on Sean Paul Reyes' face, spitting in his face. It's very narrow, but it isn't accurate. And they know this, which again goes back to what Sean Paul Reyes does. Catches police officers getting the law wrong. Unfortunately, police officers are acting, in real time, so they do not know the law. Sad part is, in this case, they clearly didn't know how to search the law. Like they had to search it and then came up with the wrong interpretation is also not helpful. So, again, this is one of those cases where it will get uglier before it gets better. But unfortunately, it won't be for Sean Paul Reyes. The police department will not like him. That is likely. That is certain. But Brian Fahey done himself no favors. Could he lose his job? Very well. Could he be disciplined? Seriously? Yes, without a doubt. Will he face criminal charges? You can damn well bet. If not, a civil lawsuit. But that's happening. This does not get good for Brian Fahey. And you got to watch that video in order to understand. I wonder if someone went up and spent enough people's on his face, they would be arrested. Yeah, well, that was exactly what happened. In fact, I looked up the statute that if it happened to a police officer, the person would have immediately been arrested. Immediately. White Mike says, well, in that case, break his nose. It's all assault. I do not like this dude's tactics. A man's home is his castle. Screw that guy. He's a Bert Kreischer. I don't even know. Oh, Bert Kreischer lookalike. I don't know who that is. But yeah, I mean, no, look, I know people don't like this guy. I get it. But Fahey not liking him may have put himself in greater jeopardy. But anyway, we'll take your phone calls, 860-522-WTIC. Let's get to some top of the hour news with John Silva. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
3 o'clock, Hartford temperature 79 degrees. We'll have the mix of clouds and sun, more sun than clouds actually, and temperatures in a pretty good spot. The low to mid 80s today. The humidity is low as well. We will have the forecast details coming up. 3 sheriff's deputies were killed today following an explosion at an L.A. County Department facility. The blast occurred just around 7:30. Sergio Palacios works at the facility. He says he was on his way to work when the explosion occurred.
Usually there's, you hear, shells going off because it's a training facility. But when you hear an explosion like that and just the news, it's definitely heartbreaking.
Several others were injured. There's no word yet on what caused the explosion. State police continue their investigation into a crash involving an overturned tractor trailer early this morning in West Hartford that had the highway blocked for several hours. WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
It was quite a mess and delay. The crash closed the eastbound side of I-84 near exit 43 going into Hartford around 4:15 in the morning. Traffic was being diverted off the highway at exit 41 by 6 in the morning, at which time only one lane was open near the scene of the crash to try to help move traffic through the area, despite a lot of congestion going back miles. Some contents from within the tractor trailer had spilled out and then had to be cleared. State police have not said what caused the crash. There's no word of injuries either. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080
Man's
News.
under arrest after state police say he rear-ended a State Department of Transportation vehicle working on a highway project Thursday night. Troopers say 46-year-old Brian Ayers of West Hartford was traveling in the right lane on Route 9 near exit 34. The investigation found that Ayers went from the right lane into the left lane where the pattern was set up and hit the vehicle from behind. They say Ayers ultimately failed a field sobriety test, was arrested, and charged with a host of violations, including endangering highway workers and operating under the influence. Bond was set at $5,000. He is now free. Troopers say a DOT supervisor reported minor pain, was checked out at the scene, but refused medical transport. Environmentalists gathered along the Connecticut River today to say there's no ideal way to stop the spiraling growth of the weed hydrilla. But the use of the chemical Dicot is the best option. Alicia Charmot of the Connecticut Rivers Alliance says the invasive weed is choking off wildlife and safe passage for boats.
The Connecticut River strain of hydrilla is hydrilla on steroids. It spreads rapidly, it spreads easily, very small amounts. That's why manual management is not effective. It makes it worse.
The experts say dicot is safe when applied properly. They're responding to viral criticism of its use. A few protesters showed up to a Deep River news conference. They were hoping to ask the Army Corps of Engineers questions about its application, but no one from the Army Corps was in attendance. Local, state, federal officials on hand in Naugatuck today to announce construction of a new train station in the borough. New station is located a short distance from the existing station, part of an overall upgrade of the half-dozen stations along the Metro North Waterbury line. Naugatuck Mayor Pete Hess.
We're proud to be here to start construction for our new train station, which is the focal point of our transit-oriented development downtown project.
The station will include a 350-foot-long platform with a snowmelt system. In addition, there will be 72 on-street parking spaces and electric vehicle charging stations. Total cost pegged at just over $33 million, tentatively scheduled to open in 2027. And the Education Department is agreeing to release some frozen grants for after-school programs. Stacey Lynn has that.
The Trump administration had withheld over $6 billion in grants, including $1.3 billion for after-school programs as part of a spending review. 10 Republican senators pushed for the funds to be released, emphasizing that they have bipartisan support and are vital to local communities.
WTIC News Time is 3:05. Checking traffic. Only problem we've got out here is in New Britain, still working a crash on Route 9 southbound between exits 34 and 35 that has the left lane blocked. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Well, the rest of our Friday, it'll be breezy, but the clouds continuing to give way to sun. A beautiful afternoon with the high of 84. Clear, cooler, and a bit comfortable tonight with the low down to 58. Now sunny to partly cloudy, less humid during the day on Saturday. Another gorgeous day, though it is going to be quite warm with the high up to 88. Humidity starts to increase on Saturday night with increasing clouds. There'll be a thunderstorm in spots late. The low only down to 71 Saturday night. Now Sunday, variably cloudy, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. It'll be warm and humid with the high of 86. Monday, in the wake of a frontal passage, mostly sunny, not as warm and less humid for the start of the week. Beautiful day Monday with the high of 81. Another gorgeous one Tuesday. Sun, some clouds. The humidity stays nice and low. The high up to 80 degrees. Then Wednesday, mostly cloudy and a little warmer. The high up to 86. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
79 sunny skies right now in Hartford. On Wall Street, the Dow down 186 points. NASDAQ's down 8. S&P is down 5. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm Silas Norman. Kidney disease is devastating the Black community. We're more likely to have diabetes and high blood pressure, the leading causes of kidney disease.
I have diabetes.
I have high blood pressure.
And we're more likely to have kidney failure.
My mom is on dialysis.
Black people are 4 times more likely to be on dialysis, yet we're less likely than other groups to get a kidney transplant. As Dr. Silas Norman, a kidney transplant physician, I can tell you that 90% of people with kidney disease don't know they have it. And every day about 12 people die waiting for a kidney transplant. But kidney failure is often preventable. Talk to your doctor about your risk for kidney disease. Insist on getting your kidneys checked regularly, especially if you have diabetes or high blood pressure.
We're the American Kidney Fund. We believe in kidney health for all. Visit kidneyhealthforall.org. That's kidneyhealthforall.org.
Yes! I finally got my first phone.
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world when you choose your passwords. Make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
MFA really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true. It's probably someone trying to
Hey, can you ask John Silva, did we have a reporter down at that Blumenthal presser?
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
Unused prescription opioid pain medicines can spell trouble. They can spell risk if taken by someone they weren't prescribed for, harm if accidentally taken by a child or pet, or overdose if they're not used as directed. Safely dispose of opioids before they can hurt your family. Find a drug take-back option such as medicine drop boxes. You may find these in your community at local pharmacies or police stations. Visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Every moment counts if you're at risk or living with lung cancer. And any
Dave Mager?
lungs can get lung
Oh, Dave
cancer.
Mager's it? I'm sorry. I
It
thought it
causes
was.
more cancer deaths.
I thought it was
than
John
breast,
Silva.
colon, and
He
prostate.
was just announcing it.
It can feel like
Oh,
a
Dave
race against
Mager was
time.
there?
Yeah.
While there may be moments where you question your next step,
Any way we can get him? Oh, no. If he
It's
was there, he's
essential
not
to
going
know
to talk.
that you,
Yeah, he's not in the building anywhere.
Oh, okay.
through it all, go-to for lung cancer
Got 1 minute.
for you.
All right.
From screening, treatment, and survivorship support to finding the right care close to home.
He's not the chattiest anyway.
for
I
your
know.
community. As your friends, your guides, your teachers, your advocates, and your support system, Go-To is your go-to. Confronting lung cancer starts here. Visit goto.org today.
Do you know a veteran in need? Nation's Finest, through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, helps veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada, helping thousands of veterans every year.
He spit in my face. I want him arrested.
Call
We went through the assault statute, and there's nothing that's specific.
That's 1-833-468-9676.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Yeah, LA, if you're listening on ReeseOnTheRadio.com, there's a volume button that's on the website so you can actually turn the volume up. I've heard that before. Don't worry about it. It is there. Just turn the volume up on the show. It's Reese on the Radio. We are back. We've got the Panics who are coming up. I'm wearing their shirt today. They'll be on the show at 4 o'clock. And, of course, Roseanne will be here for Ladies' Night. We'll talk about anything and everything. Andy Bashir, I got to talk about him a little bit. I've also got to talk about this deal with Blumenthal that took place today. And what happened last night baffles the hell out of me, man. I'm never in my lifetime have I seen something like this, but we'll get into it in a little bit. So stand by for that. I've got plenty of news and plenty of views to get into. Speaking of which, let's get to some headlines. As reported by yours truly, I told you this was going to happen, and you learned it last night. CBS has decided to end Stephen Colbert's Late Show. It's been canceled, and its last show is slated to air next spring, sometime in May, once the season is over. And I'm only asking out there, one, who's going to watch the final show? And two, who do you believe is going to show up? I feel like every politician in the world is going to show up at that final show, and it's going to be an expletive-filled show screaming and hollering at CBS, its parent company, Paramount, Skydance, and nothing more than screaming about Donald Trump on that last one. If I were Donald Trump, I would watch that episode with some popcorn and laugh my entire behind off while it was airing. Here's Stephen Colbert through the years 2017 to 2025. Listen closely. It's fantastic.
Donald Trump has been sworn in as president of the United States. I know. Listen. We're just as confused as you are. Joe Biden did it. I sat down and just started crying with relief. And Evie said, you never have to talk about him again. And then I cried with joy. After a bizarre and vicious campaign fueled by a desperate need not to go to jail, Donald Trump has won the 2024 election. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
Oh,
Donald Trump has been sworn.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. It's fantastic. It is a beautiful day. And I wonder who's next. I understand that, in fact, what's his name? I just read it briefly, and I have no idea where it went. Jon Stewart has said that he doesn't know about the future of the Daily Show because he believes that the network's going to sell it for parts. As I reported to you over a week ago, that it was very likely that that show was going to be canceled as well. And this is not about Donald Trump, as much as they want to claim it is. The country has turned on these television programs. They have become one-trick ponies, and the audience has responded by leaving them. Everything that they told them to believe on those shows, no one trusts them. As I pointed out yesterday with Donald, who listens to the program and no fan of Republicans, he said, and I quote, he doesn't trust his party anymore. They have failed him. They have continued to fail him. Take him, use him as being instrumental. As him, he is one of those faithful listeners and viewers of the left who won't listen to their party anymore because they know that they're a joke. It's a clown show. They bounce. Now, Bob, on the other hand, Bob J. can't ever let go. He's a cultist. That's what being a cultist is about. It doesn't matter what it is or what's going on. He has to stay where he is. He must defend those losers to the death. Where else can he go? Because even leaving them is sacrilegious. He still wants to talk about Epstein. I'll get into that. But I'm on headlines right now. We'll get into Epstein. Trust me. We're not going to run away from that story. Julie Palez Calderon has become the Jussie Smollett of the ICE debate in Los Angeles. Calderon said she was reportedly kidnapped and dragged out of her car by ICE and was then forced to self-deport. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass wasted no time posting that claim online to only learn that the entire story was a hoax. That's right, Calderon. She told a lie. It was a whole folks. She put up a what do you call it? A GoFundMe page. It was all a hoax. And now she has been charged federally for making false statements about two federal officers when she claimed that two bounty hunters had ambushed her at gunpoint at a local Jack in the Box in Los Angeles. Folks, there's so much kidnapping going on, they've got to fake kidnapping. Right? It's happening so rampant. It's such a problem. People have to fake being kidnapped. And by the way, Calderon is illegal. So desperate for attention, faked her own kidnapping for GoFundMe money. Yeah. Uh-huh.
How much she get?
What's that?
How much she get?
I think the GoFundMe page got her a couple of thousand. Got her a couple of $1,000, which now she'll be forced to return, of course. She'll be forced to return it. The White House has rejected Representative Maria Salazar's suggestion that President Trump owes God a favor and should repay the debt by signing her amnesty and migration bill. This I was talking to Kim and Cromwell about yesterday, saying that there were some Republicans who were talking about, this amnesty bill. Well, someone has come forward and said that they did author it, and that is none other than Representative Maria Salazar. This is what she says. Now, I got to read the quote because she believes that, hey, Donald Trump, God spared your life. You should repay it by giving illegals amnesty. This is exact words. Quote, the same God who saved you from death in Pennsylvania over 1 year ago and put you back in the Oval Office against all odds is the same God Almighty whom millions and millions of illegal migrants are begging for some type of dignity, she wrote. Well, the White House has rejected that. So I wasn't concerned at all about these so-called rumors. I knew it was going to come to a hilt, that it was all nonsense anyway. Also, a report out of the Washington Post, headline, Democrats try a new tone, less scripted, more cursing, Trumpier insults. Now, I want to say this to people like Bob J. and Donald. Why is it that your party, oh, by the way, Donald, I know you're despised now, but why is it that your party always ends up acting like Trump? He's Satan. He's Orange Man bad. Why is it that you guys need to be more like him to appeal? Like, do you think this is a if you can't beat him, join him thing? And what happens to just being yourself? I don't understand why the party doesn't wish to be authentic. I think there's a song about this, about being yourself.
You don't have to show off. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Now come on, Mikey and I are making snow angels.
I don't want to be myself.
That's Julie Haggerty and Ryan Reynolds in Just Friends. Yeah, they can't be themselves. Chris Murphy. That's right, our very own Chris Murphy. He is anywhere and everywhere. God, he's such a media tramp. He's in this article as well. He says something to the effect of, they've got to learn how to just be themselves and be able to make mistakes. He writes, yes, it says, quote, in the wake of Trump, it's really important for us to understand that authenticity is the coin of the realm, that voters can smell insincerity more accurately than ever before. He said they know when you're using talking points or poll-tested language. They expect you to make mistakes. Like you, Chris Murphy, like you. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. So those are your headlines. Let's get to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Tom in Thomaston, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm well, Reese. Thanks. Hey, if God gets into politics, won't he probably start with the abortionists who love to abort babies?
If Jesus is coming back, you're 100% right. He deals with that first. Then maybe climate change.
yeah. Abortion, climate change, and then amnesty. That's probably the plan. Yeah. And hey, Chris Murphy will definitely be on the couch the last night of What's His Face's
Are
show.
you kidding me? It will be, you know what it'll be? I'm telling you. I can see it now. A chorus of Democrats, House Democrats, maybe even Senate Democrats, sing a chorus of goodbyes to Stephen Colbert. Do you know they're already talking about holding investigations into his firing?
Oh yeah, they're not going to blame it on the low ratings.
Yes,
and CBS losing money on the show. They're going to blame it all on the big bad orange man. Like you said.
Indeed,
it's all going to be Trump's sharp.
Now
hey,
I know you want to address, because I knew as soon as I saw your phone call, I knew you wanted to address the Sergeant Brian Fahey, Sean Paul Reyes thing. So tell me what you gather so far from my dissertation, if you will, on the events.
Yeah, well, thanks for keeping it in the public. I believe he's 100% guilty for spitting on. That is, Reese, I'd rather be punched in the face than spit upon.
I know some people who agree with you.
The punch would go away in a day or two, but you would remember someone spitting on you for 20 years. Talk about PBS.
Tom, you remember our last exchange on this? I told you about my son is 33 years old. That guy who I talked about, who I punched, that was when he was an infant. I remember that for 33 years.
Yeah. But the state police are never going to do anything.
Listen to me.
They just
No. Listen to me. That's not true. Don't believe that. I'm telling you, this isn't going away. Sean Paul is already out. He's already gotten over, I think, what is it, like $27,000 to $47,000 in donations for his criminal defense fund? This isn't going anywhere.
Maybe this time, but he's had 2 complaints against him, and the state police said that he did nothing wrong. Now, maybe in the legal system, he's got civil rights lawsuits against him.
Yeah.
But, those take years.
But you know what happens,
yeah,
right? Usually in a case like this, if it goes viral and becomes a national story, all you need is one major network to cover it, right? You get Fox on it, or you get another state to cover it to it, like the story about the teacher. It's in People magazine. Once it becomes national, you can't avoid it, and you have to address it. That's how this goes. This is going to go national.
Yeah. Let's hope. Yeah. But it'd be great if Fox picked it up. Hey, can I ask, what is Roseanne there, or is she going to be on?
She's going to be on later.
Right?
She's going to be on roughly about I'd say another half an hour or so.
Can you ask her, when did the Army start using the brother term?
I'm sorry, the what term?
Never used it. Calling each other brothers. My brother.
Oh, I'll ask. That's an interesting question.
We didn't do that when I was in the Army. I got out at the end in 89. It was soldiers. We don't leave soldiers behind. But, now it's all, our brother.
Do you think that's an interesting question, because I it's funny, when I was growing up, when I heard brothers referred to in the military or in the enlisted field, I heard that more with Marines than I heard with the Army.
Yeah, I've always been interested about that.
Okay.
I wonder if she knows.
I will ask. I will definitely ask. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
All right, yeah.
You got it. Let's go. White Mike, am I going to need more time with you? I think we're going top to the top of the break, aren't we, Roland? Are we going to the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. What's up, Mike? Mike, how are you?
All right. So pretty good. So airing of grievances Friday, right?
Yes, always.
All right. So did you happen to see any of the coverage of the premiere of what I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, or whatever this?
All right. I did. If it's about the original J-Lo, Jennifer Love Hewitt, I did.
Dude, look, man, you can't feed me BS and tell me it's banana cream. She's fat.
Okay. Yes, she is.
She's fat. And the comments are all these simp dudes who don't want to be called body shamers, and these chicks who are saying, she looks wonderful. She had 3 kids. Dude, Sarah Michelle Gellar got 2 kids, and she looks great.
That's right. Look, I agree with you. I will say this, okay? I'm a huge Jennifer Love Hewitt fan from back in the day. When I saw, my wife and I saw the picture of her in that I Know What You Did in that premiere, we both looked at each other and said, wow, she put on a couple of pounds. Like, I hadn't seen her in a while. I didn't realize that she put on that much weight.
And, dude, here's the thing. If Freddie Prinze Jr. showed up to the same premiere, 50 pounds overweight, those same broads would have shredded him.
Hey, exactly. Look at Brendan Fraser. Look at the response to him when he showed up.
Jason Momoa shows up not in Aquaman shape, and broads are calling him fatty.
That's right. That's right.
So, no, I'm tired of it, dude. I'm tired of being told that I can't see and my eyes are lying. She's fat and gross, and she has no
Okay, she's not gross, Mike. That's a bridge. Okay, I'm not going to say that she's gross. She still has a shape. It's just a bigger one.
Are you checking her out at the gym? No, you're
not.
not.
No, I'm not. No, hold on. No, stop.
Well,
if it's Jennifer Love Hewitt at my gym, yes, I'm checking her out.
Well, I do forget, though, you're black, so, your weight standards are a little different.
First of all, that is absolutely and categorically accurate. But anyway.
White women know they need to lose weight is when brothers start hitting on them on a regular basis.
I remember there was a girl, Kelsey, who used to work with me at U-Haul. I hadn't seen her in a while. This was a girl I trained when she was 18. I literally watched her grow up in the company. She ended up she was starting as like a receptionist, and she worked all the way up to the manager of one of the U-Hauls in Manassas Park. And she ended up there. I hadn't seen her in about a year. As soon as I walked up, I noticed that she had gained, she had gone from cheerleader to kicked off that squad. And she gained a lot of weight. And I looked at her, I was like, oh my God, Kelsey. I'm like, what happened? She was like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know. You look like you put on Data Black Guy weight.
But here's the thing, she's on this show 911.
Yes.
But she's also on this show with Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett's like 64 years old. Have you seen her?
Yes. I don't know how that woman does it.
So there's no excuse.
You're absolutely right.
She's rich. She works for a studio. They can give her a trainer and a dietitian, and yet she walks around here looking like a fat girl at a soccer game. I don't get it.
I kind of agree with you. Angela Bassett, you know what? They're both on the same show, and you give a great point because truth be told, as we've seen with a lot of African-American female actresses, you go down the line, Vivica Fox, who kind of came up in the game, with what do you call it, Angela Bassett. Both of those women look completely different. Angela Bassett typically should be at diabetes level weight, and Angela Bassett looks she looks rookie strong.
And, the guy I feel sorry for the most is the poor Korean guy who has to play her husband in the show. Because, when they told him, you're going to be cast opposite Jennifer Love Hewitt, he was like, you mean like from the client list? And he gets it.
He was like, absolutely not. Goodbye, Mike. You were too much. Yeah, it's a big online beef going back and forth about Jennifer Love Hewitt on whether or not you can, body shame somebody when they put on weight, and the excuses about her having 3 kids. I'm like, would she have them all at the same time? I don't know. Look, like I said, she put on weight. It's okay for us to say she put on weight. That's all. I'm not going to go where Mike went. But it's okay to say she put on weight. Let's get some bottom of the hour news with John Silva. We'll be back.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30, Hartford temperature 79 degrees. A man is under arrest after state police say he struck a DOT vehicle in a construction zone Thursday night. Troopers say 46-year-old Brian Ayers of West Hartford was under the influence when he hit the DOT truck from behind on northbound Route 9 at exit 34. He faces DUI and other charges. Crash on Interstate 84 in West Hartford made a mess of things early this morning. Tractor-trailer rollover area of exit 43 around 4. Department of Energy and Environmental Protection was called in for a fuel spill. The highway has since reopened. An explosion early today killed 3 deputies and is being investigated, at least preliminarily, as a possible training accident at a facility in L.A. County. That, according to a law enforcement official. Several others were injured. In Watertown, police say a man's facing drug charges after a lengthy investigation. State and Waterbury police assisted in the investigation of 36-year-old David Kolonsky. Search of his home and 2 vehicles turned up fentanyl, cocaine, packaging supplies, and cash, among other things. Charges include operating a drug factory and sale of narcotics. President Trump about to sign into law a new set of regulations for a type of cryptocurrency that's seen as a way to legitimize the burgeoning industry. WTIC News Time is 3:31. From the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. Still a host of road projects out there. Should be wrapping up, though, within the next half hour or so. Still have a crash working at last check in New Britain on Route 9, northbound side between exits 34 and 35 in the left lane. That's involving a tractor-trailer. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
For the rest of our Friday afternoon, the clouds giving way to some sun, a high of 84, then clear and cooler for a change tonight, the low down to 58. Sunny to partly cloudy, less humid for Saturday. Great start to the weekend. Beautiful day to be outdoors. Going to be quite warm, though, with a high up to 88. Then Sunday, variably cloudy. We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Humidity returns, a high of 86. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Top of the 5th, it's the Cubs over the Red Sox 3-1, Boston batting. And for the stories and more, keep it here at WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Do you know a veteran in need? After leaving the military, many veterans struggle to find their way home. Because to a veteran, home isn't just a place, it's an idea, a feeling. Nation's Finest understands the challenges veterans face. Through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, we help veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada. For more than 50 years, we've helped thousands of veterans in these communities build happy, healthy, and purposeful lives. And our team is committed to supporting those who've served and their families for another 50. To get help, visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager fell victim to fake pills. Smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Where are these pills coming from, and how are kids getting them? Right from under our noses, crooks are targeting kids on social media and selling them counterfeit pills that could seal their fate with a click of a button. It may seem harmless, maybe it doesn't even seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. So before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that many fake pills contain fentanyl? And an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. Listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
The airing of grievances. Grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
We're back. Reese on the Radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. We are covering anything and everything under the sun. I know that there were some people who wanted me to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Bob J., if you're still listening, that's okay. I'll take care of this real quick for you. This is an interesting side note. Did you guys hear about the Wall Street Journal article? This is my. It's always something else. The Wall Street Journal published an article that apparently says that Donald Trump wrote a letter or wrote a birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein when he was 50. I don't know what that exactly means, but in this letter, I guess that's supposed to say, oh, that's it, Donald Trump, Epstein, we got him. Okay. All right. Let's go down that road. Let's go conspiracy theory. The Wall Street Journal reporter who broke the blockbuster story alleging a letter Trump wrote to Epstein for his 50th birthday, which included some tawdry elements previously worked for Maine Justice. What is Maine Justice? Well, according to the writer's bio, it is his only prior reporting experience listed in his bio. It's the only listed writing experience as a journalist in his bio. What is Maine Justice? Well, Maine Justice was published by the wife of Glenn Simpson. Glenn Simpson founded Fusion GPS. Who here right now is saying to themselves, oh, not Bob J. Bob J's not doing it. He hasn't figured it out yet. Right now he's going, it's like, oh, I don't know what that means. That's okay. We've got you. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Fusion GPS was the company that assisted Hillary Clinton in commissioning Christopher Steele. This is all starting to ring a bell again. To write the Steele dossier. Made up stories about Donald Trump in Russian hotel rooms with prostitutes urinating on beds. Remember? Yeah. Sound familiar? Yeah, because it is. That's right. Both Glenn Simpson and his wife, Mary Jacoby, worked for where before they went off on their own venture? Where else, folks? The Wall Street Journal. Article ends up in the Wall Street Journal, and I know you're probably saying to yourself, but wait, Reese, but wait! Isn't the Wall Street Journal owned by Rupert Murdoch? Yes. Please tell me your point. What, that Rupert Murdoch is a Republican? Huh? Wouldn't he protect his homeboy, Donald Trump? Obviously, you've not been paying attention, and you've been late to class a lot. In fact, one would call you truant. Because everybody who's anybody knows that Rupert Murdoch hates Donald Trump. Hates him. Even went so far as to get his network to start bashing him as well. Fox News. Remember when Donald Trump was railing against Fox News? Yeah, I do. Maybe you missed that. Rupert Murdoch has never been a Republican. By the way, if you were doing your homework like you were supposed to, you wouldn't be getting an F here. You'd know that Rupert Murdoch is not a Republican. What he did was hire conservatives because he knew that's where the money was. He's a smart businessman. That's why he put Roger Ailes in charge of Fox News in 1996, a guy who worked for Ronald Reagan, because he knew that all the rest of the media outlets were liberal, and making a conservative network, or at least a conservative-leaning one, would be a surefire bet to make money, as is the Wall Street Journal, which started at number 6 and now is one of the number 3 newspapers in the country. Why? Because there's an appetite for conservative-leaning news. But Rupert Murdoch, no fan of Trump, as are many of never Republican or never Trump Republicans. Rupert Murdoch would fit himself in that fold. So yes, I know you are desperate to hear about Jeffrey Epstein because you know how much that means to you. You're failing to realize the nuance in all of this. So you're what I call a drive-by viewer of the news, drive-by listeners of the news. A lot of people are. They go here, they listen to the headline. They've got a life to live, you know. They just want the headlines. They don't really want to know the inner workings of the news. And when it finally comes out, they go, oh, really? That's what that was about? It's already too late. That's why people come here. I'm here doing the work that you don't have to, right? You come here, you listen to the show, you watch the show online, you get the stuff that they're not telling you. And trust me, at the end of the day, I always know I'm right. Hey, come on, we're even covering Hydrilla here in the top of the hour and the bottom of the hour news. A story that nobody thought would get any play. That why was nobody talking about it? Sure enough, now everybody's talking about it. Ahead of the curve, every day and all day. Right? Yeah. I wouldn't doubt me, Bob. Why should you? I'm in here kicking butt every day. You're missing the game, boss. You're missing the game. Pay attention. Speaking of Blumenthal, let's get to him. Dick Blumenthal released this press release yesterday after the show. Now, I'm not going to take any credit for him doing it, but that's why he did it. He did it after the show. He did it 18 hours before the event was supposed to take place so he can keep protesters at bay. Why? Because he knows that people are in opposition of using DQuat in Connecticut waterways. And the objective was to, one, take no questions and to make this as simple as possible. That's what all of this was about. Go in, say that you need your $5.5 million for the removal of hydrilla, and say it's the only way that we can get rid of it. And people are already talking and saying, what the hell is going on? Why would he have put out a press release at 6 p.m. after the news cycle for an event taking place 18 hours later? Why? Because you couldn't get there. If you had plans, like Mark in West Hartford, who had a doctor's appointment, not that Blumenthal knew, but you can't make plans. Your day is pretty much planned at 6 o'clock. You know what you're going to be doing. And this was to keep other people at bay. We call that stacking the deck. That's what that was done for. Now, here's where it makes all the sense in the world. As you may have heard in the bottom of the hour news just a little while ago, no one from the Army Corps of Engineers attended this event. Why? The Army Corps of Engineers, they're the ones who are saying that DQuat is safe and effective, right? But the protesters who were there never got an opportunity to talk to those experts because they didn't show up. The people who did show up were, of course, Senator Blumenthal, State Rep Renee Lamarck Muir, who was on this program, Deep Commissioner Katie Dykes, who is not yet to return the letter by Senator Harding. Hasn't returned that letter, but showed up to this event to talk about how safe DQuat is and how dire the situation of hydrilla is. Also, Renee Drozdenko, the river steward of Connecticut River Conservancy, Greg Bugby, the Connecticut Agriculture Experiment Station, and Alicia Sheramat from the Connecticut Rivers Alliance. Why is she there? I don't know. But apparently this is the woman who was giving the, no, DQuat's fine. An environmentalist, I might add, who thinks that DQuat is fine. So they had all the people there who were sitting around. Oh, by the way, not experts. Not experts. They're just advocates for the use of DQuat. None of these people are experts. No, Katie Dykes, you're not. That's why you made sure that no one who could answer questions was there. But I'll tell you the reason why the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers wasn't there. Come on, anyone? You want to try? Don't worry about it. I got you. Because Lee Zeldin did not approve for them to be there. They would have to report to him. The Army Corps of Engineers would have to report to him because, again, the EPA is in charge of this. And he is the administrator of the EPA. They can't show up. And if he had gotten wind that they were there promoting DQuat after he had already promised to keep all of us in the loop, this would have been going behind his back. That's why they didn't show. This whole thing is underhanded. This whole thing is a scam. Now, I think it's worth investigating this $5.5 million investment that Blumenthal has been fighting for in the state of Connecticut. Now, think about this. If the Army Corps of Engineers is involved, that is a federal entity. What would we be needing $5.5 million for? Would the government be giving us $5.5 million to then pay the Army Corps of Engineers? Why would we do that kind of circular distribution of money? If it's $5.5 million, you just allocate that amount to the Army Corps of Engineers to do the job. Why is Blumenthal asking for that money. Why? I'll tell you why, because you know what's going to happen. And this happened during the Biden administration. This money was approved during the Biden administration. Why? Simple and plain, or at least requested in the Biden administration. Why did they get the money? Obvious. Because it's going to go to the Army Corps of Engineers, but without a doubt, you know for damn well that money's going to be funneled everywhere else. That's how that works. USAID, anybody? That's how that works. You put that money in the coffers of state government, and then they disperse it as they see fit, and you line the pockets of other people for whatever fees you may come up with, administrative, consultation. It's all a scam. It's all a sham. Everybody is. What's the $5.5 million? If the Army Corps of Engineers is doing this, because again, it's important. It's important. What is Blumenthal asking for $5.5 million for? It's a ridiculous claim. You just allocate the services of the Army Corps of Engineers, have them delegate the actual work, because if they're going to be hiring people, the government can do that. If it's a federal grant or a federal application into the waterways, what does Connecticut have to do with getting any funding for it? Anybody ask? No, because no one's answering any question. I went to Dick Blumenthal's website today. Here I am on his website. I went to go look at his press releases on his official website, blumenthal.senate.gov. I went to press releases. Here is the July 18th press release. Blumenthal Murray put VA Secretary Collins on blast for his lack of transparency and accountability. July 17th, Blumenthal's statement on Republican vote to dismantle public broadcasting and foreign aid. This release was put out at 6 o'clock yesterday. It's not on his website. Nowhere to be found. He didn't even make it a priority. But at the press conference today, said it was. They were saying that this stuff grows an inch a day, right? An inch an hour. This has been a problem since 2016. Yet, no use of DQuat in 2016. No use of DQuat in all of the 4 years that Joe Biden was in office at all. At that time, hydrilla was a problem. All of it. It was growing. Everybody knew. They put dye in the water. For what reason? Why do you think they put the dye in the water? Come on, folks, you know. They put dye in the water because they wanted to see where the water flow was. Where the water flow was. Why would they need to know that? So they get to know exactly where the poison's going to flow. That's why they did it. Why do they have to do testing thereafter every 3 months? Why? Because it's not safe and effective. We have to check the water to make sure what? It's not toxic. We have to check the water to make sure what died. It's not to go back there to make sure the hydrilla is dead. That we know will die. That's the only thing they've been able to confirm for us. In fact, we have every study across the globe that tells us the hydrilla will die. We don't have any issues with that. And another part of this, and this is the part that blows my mind, is that in their press release, they even suggest, which, by the way, I have here. This is the part that, again, drives me up the wall. They say, what's this deal here? DQuat is a non-selective contact herbicide that works by disrupting cell membrane structures and interfering with photosynthesis, and it's non-systemic. It is non-systemic and must come into direct contact with plant tissue to take effect. It was originally registered by the EPA in 1986, and it is currently registered for agricultural, household, and aquatic use. There is no report on extensive studies on DQuat since its established use in 1986. Saying that it was established for use in 1986 is not a clear and consistent study. Especially when you look up on EPA, which, by the way, they don't even mention, is a comprehensive study that hasn't been done for 30 years. I said it before and I'll say it again. They are lying to you. And also, DEEP has already approved the use of DQuat. Allow me to tell you where it is. The approval for DQuat goes to these waterways. Chapman Pond in East Haddam, Chester Boat Basin in Chester, Keeney Cove in Glastonbury, Portland Boat Works in Portland, Selden Cove in Lyme, Deep River in Deep River, and Pamesia, am I pronouncing that poorly? Pamesia Pond in Middletown. This is where it's going to be approved. They claim that there will not be any spraying that happens in 2025. So presumably, based upon this, it will be sprayed in 2026. They have approved these. That's what this press release has been put out for. It say that this is what DEEP has approved for the Army Corps of Engineers, where they've allowed them to spray. So the word has been out for a while now. It will be a question of whether or not it will be stopped. I don't know what efforts we can have other than for the federal government to intervene. I think we need to keep contacting Lee Zeldin. I think we need to inundate his office with either phone calls or something. This can't be a petition anymore. We can't sit idly by. Telephone calls have to be made to his office. We must overwhelm his staff with telephone calls and inquiries into what he's looking into and whether or not this is going to be a stop's going to be put to it. And again, the only thing, at least in my view and even in Chris Webby's view, that we want, I think that's most important, is that we get an alternative to DQuat. We know that alternatives have been used. We know that grass carp has been used. We know that there are eco-harvesters that are being used. All we are asking is for those to be considered, if not used, for the removal of DQuat. That's all. That's all anybody's asking. So everybody stand by. We're going to get to your phone calls in a little bit. I promise you we will. If you also want to talk about the Reyes Fahey fight, please do let me know. We'll get into that conversation as well. And let me see. Other than that, we still got weather and traffic coming up, so don't stand by for that. We'll be also checking the Red Sox score against the Chicago Cubs. They are in Chicago. We'll get to that as well. Do we have a do you have that update Roland, or do you know?
Bottom of the fifth?
Bottom of the fifth? Okay. All right, so the bottom of the fifth.
3-1 Cubs.
3-1 Cubs. Yeah, so in a little while, we'll probably, I think in the next 2 hours, we might get lucky. We might end up back on the regular airwaves. So we'll address that. When we come back, we'll also have Roseanne here for Ladies' Night. We'll talk to her about that and much, much more. And, of course, your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC. Again, 860-522-9842 if you want to opine or, I don't know, talk about something. It's Friday. So we've got, airing of grievances. Don't forget about that. You can also air your grievance. I'm not going to the movies this weekend because I don't think there's anything out. Is there anything out, Roland, other than Superman?
You seen Mission Impossible?
I saw it already.
Okay.
I did see that.
Mission Impossible.
I can't think of any other movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few, but it's probably not movies you want to see.
Oh, really? Why? Because they're horror films?
No, they're kids' movies.
Oh, yeah. I would never. Nope, not at all. I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm looking right now. I'm on IMDb, which is when I was a kid. I really, really loved. Well, I can't say kid. When I was younger, I really loved that website, or this website, I should say, and that was my favorite thing to check out. So, Jurassic World.
Yeah, Jurassic World. That's what I was
might go see that. That looks.
My daughter want to see it because we saw all the other ones.
You did?
I made her sit down with me and watch all the Jurassic Parks and then the Jurassic Worlds.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see Jurassic World.
Yeah. You got to.
I think I have to. There's not one that I miss. I'm not going to lie. I'll tell you this before we go to. I watched it the first time, the first Jurassic Park. That movie had me so shook. When I left the movie theater, I felt like at any time a dinosaur would come around the corner.
Or one of them velociraptors.
Yeah. That movie had me shook. Let's get some weather and traffic, and of course, top of the hour news with John Silver. Jason Caterina's got weather. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark. Who's coming up in a second? Oh, no, he's not there. We got Tom O'Hanlon. What am I thinking? Tom O'Hanlon's in today. Let's get to him.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. 84 westbound is busier now from exits 55 to 46. You'll see the brake lights going.
Yeah, that was on me. I already had them queued up and just lost it.
Some stop and go, exit 44 to 52. Route 2 is building a bit now, heading up into 84. Founders Bridge seeing some action, stop and go on the westbound side, crossing the river into Hartford. And 91 southbound slowing down into North Meadows with the usual stop and go also heading into Hartford. Northbound 91 were pretty good. 291 is moving, so is Wilbur Cross, doing fine on Route 3. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Friday afternoon, it'll be breezy with the clouds giving way to sun. A beautiful afternoon with the high of 84. Clear and cooler, a bit more comfortable tonight with the low down to 58. Then on Saturday, sunny to partly cloudy, less humid, beautiful day to be outdoors, though it is going to be quite warm with the high up to 88. Then Sunday, variably cloudy, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Humidity returns, the high of 86. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 4 o'clock, Hartford temperature 79 degrees. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Investigators may have found the cause of that deadly fire at an assisted living facility in Fall River, Massachusetts this week. Correspondent Michael Wallace has the details.
Sources say the fire may have been started by someone smoking near an oxygen tank.
We need you out. There's a huge fire.
The Fall River Police Department has released body cam videos of its officers rushing into the burning building to save residents. They kicked in doors looking for victims and carried some out, all while not wearing any masks. Fire Chief Jeffrey Bacon.
That was absolutely amazing what I watched them do. That's not their job. That's not their comfort zone.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
An explosion at the LA County Sheriff's Department training facility killed at least 3 people this morning. Sheriff Robert Luna.
At this time, we do not know the cause of the explosion. However, the specific area has been closed off.
Reporter Rick Montañez with more on the area where the explosion occurred.
They are highly elite trained crews that will go out and do this. And so there is training that happens at this facility as well. You've got to wonder what exactly went wrong to cause something on this scale, this tragic for the LA County Sheriff's Department.
The explosion happened in a parking lot filled with sheriff's vehicles and may have involved one that was carrying explosive material recovered yesterday and had been stored outside. Environmentalists who gathered in Deep River are backing the use of the chemical Dequat to kill the invasive weed hydrilla. There's been a viral campaign against the use of the herbicide, but Alicia Charmot of the Connecticut Rivers Alliance says it's important to stop hydrilla, and Dequat has been proven to work.
I'm never comfortable with the use of any chemicals, but I talked to the Army Corps of Engineers. I wanted to make sure they were doing this systematically in a scientific way to look at all of the management options, how this strain of hydrilla is going to react, and to make sure it's being done very intentionally. I was comfortable with that.
A few protesters showed up at the press event. They say Dequat is dangerous to humans, but the experts on hand said if it's not used properly, and they say letting hydrilla spread unchecked could be worse for all kinds of wildlife. Boaters are being asked to clean their boats so they're not spreading the weed. State police and environmental crews had their hands full with an early morning crash in West Hartford. Happened along Interstate 84, the area of exit 43. It was about 4:15 that a tractor trailer rolled over. That was a fuel spill. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection was called out. That had the roadway blocked for several hours.
Hydrilla gonna grow and start eating people soon.
Cause of that crash.
It
An
might.
Idaho judge has lifted a gag order in the quadruple
Just your
murder case
microphone.
of Brian
It's the new
Kohlberger.
COVID.
He's a man who pleaded guilty to stabbing 4 University of Idaho students in order to avoid the death penalty. The father of one of the victims, Steve
Can you hear me now?
Gonzalez, wanted the case to go to trial so he could learn what happened.
By hiding the truth, we're protecting our killers. We have to show the ugliness of what this person did. We're writing our victims' impact statements, and we don't even know what the impact is because they've hid the impact from all of us.
Well, officials took the wraps off plans to build a new train station in the borough of Naugatuck today, all part of an overall upgrade to the Metro North stations along the Waterbury line. Price tag is $33.2 million, and along with rail amenities, will feature parking for 72 vehicles, electric charging stations, and housing. State DOT Commissioner Garrett Ucalito.
And this is just the start of an entire phase of work up and down the whole Waterbury branch line. For this station, just moving it a little bit south from where it is today, we're improving access for the community. We're addressing some limitations of the existing station and unlocking new potential, unlocking private economic development potential for new housing.
Project being funded through a mix of federal and state funds. Stations tentatively set to open in 2027. Wall Street, the Dow up 142. NASDAQ, I beg your pardon, the Dow was down 142. The NASDAQ was up 10, and the S&P is down a point. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Do you know a veteran?
1 minute.
Leaving the military, many veterans struggle to find their way home. Because to a veteran, home isn't just a place, it's an idea, a feeling. Nation's Finest understands the challenges veterans face. Through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, we help veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada. For more than 50 years, we've helped thousands of veterans in these communities build happy, healthy, and purposeful lives. And our team is committed to supporting those who've served and their families for another 50. To get help, visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
The airing of grievances. Grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
We are back. It's Reese on the Radio. It is News Talk 1080 WTIC. And of course, on Fridays, you know what the drill is.
Yes, it's ladies' night over night.
That's right. My Shaka Khan, who is mad at me because I am apparently not, I don't know. I haven't been showing her a lot of respect when it comes to her. And I don't want to call it manic. I don't want to say it's manic behavior. Sometimes I think that she's a little over the top about certain things. And what's the finger on the nose for?
Are
you
waiting,
saying to my finger, I've hit it on the nose?
I'm waiting for you to finish your complete mischaracterization and misrepresentation of what is actually going on. I want to hear the man side.
We don't have enough time to hear the man side. It's complex and very, very thoughtful.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we're just disagreeing about, she is very, very conscious about her hair, her appearance.
Listen,
and
I'm a
dismissive.
woman. I'm
Yes.
vain. Not all women are vain. I get it. I am. And I'm, very concerned about what's happening. And, I'm a woman of a certain age. Things are happening. Things are changing. And I'm more aware of things that are happening to my body than you are.
I know.
And when you tell me that I'm imagining it or, creating this invisible falsity, it kind of makes me stabby.
Okay. Stab. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, there you go. All right, when we come back, we have got none other than Daniel Pena from the Panics. We'll talk to him, how we met, how the whole thing came together, and how he did our theme song. And we'll do that right after we do weather with Jason Catarina, and traffic with Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. How we doing, sir?
Oh, no. It's
Oh, no, Tom O'Hanlon. I keep forgetting Tom O'Hanlon's in the Traffic Center.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. 84 westbound still busy as you're getting over near Main Street, working your way across the river into Hartford. So westbound, we have that stop and go, exit 55 to 56. Eastbound 84 slowing down here and there, exit 44 to 52. Route 2 is still slowing down up into 84. Founders Bridge has more traffic now westbound into Hartford. 91 southbound slowing down in North Meadows and into Hartford, but 291's doing all right. Wilbur Cross and Route 3 are fine. And by the way, if you're traveling near New Britain, we have a crash with a tractor trailer on Route 9 northbound between exit 34 and 35, taking out the left lane. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
All nicer out there today, and tonight clear and cooler. The low down to 58, Sunday to partly cloudy, less humid on our Saturday, but still quite warm. The high of 88. Sunday, variably cloudy, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Going to be humid again. The high of 86 on Sunday. Cold front's going to go through. Then Monday and Tuesday will be beautiful days, less humid both days, mostly sunny. The high of 81 Monday and 80 on Tuesday. Right now, it's 81 in Bristol, 77 in Waterbury, 79 Danbury, and 81 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Catarina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Most of us like to be out in the sun.
1 minute.
Safety
Thank
measures
you.
are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad... Healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
There's that sound. That song is now getting me hyped. Especially when the drum kicks in right there. Baby. That, folks, is, aside from the fact that it is the theme music to the Reese On The Radio program, it is also the song called Holding Up the Wall. Daniel Pena, lead singer of the Panics, is on the line. How are you, my man?
Hey, Reese, how's it going? I'm doing great.
I know you are. Look, I first of all, I want to tell you that I went to your website yesterday, found out about the Corpus show on August 1st, so we're going to be there for that, just to let you know.
Wow, that's awesome.
We're definitely going to be there. I'm just going to let you know that when I get there, I'm going to literally, I'm showing up there to film you guys perform because I loved watching you guys perform. Just to give everybody a sort of breakdown. So the Panics is a group. They're out of San Antonio, Texas. This meeting of you and I sort of happened by accident. I'm looking at my wife one day, just to give everybody a breakdown. My wife and I are sitting in the house. We don't drink, and we're older, so we don't really party. And I said to my wife, I'm sick and tired of sitting in the house on a Friday night. We just started the gig over here officially at WTIC. And I said, you know what? I want to go out. I want to go do something. And we drove around aimlessly, no GPS. We ended up in a place called, that's a town that's called St. Anne's. Is that what it's?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
It's just a small, I guess what you would call a borough.
Yeah, so it's a small strip of like restaurants and bars and nightclubs and all that stuff. And I kept saying, I want to see a live band. I want to see a live band. And Daniel, of course, and his band, The Panics, are inside in there. They've already set up. I'm hearing them set up as we walk by 2 or 3 times. So we don't really know if a band is playing. But then we come back a second time and we hear you guys playing. And I say to Roseanne, that's it, we're going in. Let's go in and go check it out. She's like, okay, let's go. So we get in and we start listening. And I got to say, Daniel, and you're going to have to explain this to me. The look is what caught me first. And that is your stage show. Everybody is in black pants, black shirt with a tie. And I was immediately, I thought of the Strokes, I thought of the Hives, and I thought of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Was that intentional, and what's the inspiration?
Oh, that's absolutely intentional. And one real quick thing, I want to let you know that also on the line here with me is the guitar player, Mike. So Mike is on
Mike
the line
Ponce.
too.
Okay, good. Mike and I have talked like briefly online. So Mike, I'm good. I'm glad Mike is here too. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. How are you been?
Fantastic. Mike on stage always seems a little like subtle. When you see him perform, he's just all about business. We'll get into him in a second, I promise.
That's right.
So we so again, we see you guys on stage and you completely rocking everything out. And I want to say that everything that we heard that was original, and that's my test, is when bands do original stuff, I always say, okay, how good is this going to be? Because if you don't recognize the song, you always wonder how well you're going to get into it. Like if you don't know the song, you don't have anything to reference. So you're hearing it for the first time, it's blind. You guys do 2 songs, and my wife whispers into my ear on the second song, which ends up being, of course, the theme song. She goes, I think you should make these your theme song. I'm like, I'm already ahead of you.
Oh, man, that is so awesome. Man, I loved it. Yeah, we definitely worked on the look. We are very inspired by the Hives, and, we saw that. We know they've already, done that, but, we're of that age as well, and It's been a while since they were doing that, and I was like, let's get a uniformed look. It'll make us look a little more professional up there, make us feel like we are a bigger deal than we are, and maybe we'll play like we're a bigger deal than we are, and so it inspires us. It makes us feel good up there, and I could see you. Like I usually look around, trying to see like who are the faces that I don't recognize that are usually there, and I could see you, and you were into some of the songs. I was like, oh, I need to make sure I go talk to that guy afterwards, because I appreciate you sticking around and showing me some love. And man, I had no idea when I walked down there it was going to be the greatest meeting ever. So,
God is good, sir.
Awesome.
God is good.
Absolutely.
Hey, now listen, Mike Ponce, who is again the lead guitarist, and he stands to your left. You guys interact in a very I've known this guy since I was 7 kind of way. Talk to me a little bit about the band. How long have you guys been together as a group? How long have you known each other?
So this band actually has been together since the summer of 2023.
Wow.
So we put this band together a couple years ago, and it was all based off an ad that Mike put in. I don't remember if it was a Facebook ad or a Craigslist ad, but he was looking for he was wanting to do a punk rock cover band kind of thing. And,
Gotcha.
I was always kind of looking for original stuff, but I kind of try to go see if anybody's out there that are interested in the bands that I like. And this was kind of that's how I found him. And we met up, and when I ended up bringing in a good friend of mine, Teen Roland, there on the drums. And once he came in, I was like, I know this, we are no longer going to be a punk cover band. We are going the original route, and we are going to start doing our own thing. And then old D Snake on bass came in last. And very early on, once the 4 of us were together, we started writing the original songs, and it was all gone from there.
Wow. So you guys have had to start this band from scratch. It's almost like starting a business, right? Because You in essence are virtually unknown as a band. You're starting this off just a couple of years ago, and you've got to record music. You've also got to do shows. You got to build a sort of rapport from the bottom up, and it's a slow burn. It always is. And now you're at this point where you're touring a little bit more, not as much as probably but everybody's touring as much as they are. But I do have to ask you this, and this is the only reason why I'm asking you this, as you guys being new guys, like together doing this for only a couple of years. How much fighting about music did the three of you go through? Because I grew up, listen, I started a hip-hop band back in the 90s. And
What's the name?
Right. And the band was called Beat Market, but that's another story.
Or your
anyway,
initials.
I'm not telling. Anyway, so when we started that band, think about the members we had in the band. Knowing that these guys are relatively new, that you're all meeting. I had my little brother, who was 16 at the time, my best friend I had known since the 6th grade, and my brother's best friend, who he had known for years. So we had all known each other, so our fights were never, ever really fights. They were just arguments. What's that like, going back and forth with all the band turmoil? Like, if you've noticed, Perry Farrell, I think, is being sued by Jane's Addiction for $10 million. What's that like when you guys get into it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, so I've been playing in bands. I played my first rock and roll show in 1997. So I've been playing for a long time, and so I kind of know how to run bands here. I understand how to just. I'm really managing personalities out there. I know what kind of things that Mike wants to do. I know his ways. I know what D does and what he wants and what Roland does, and so it's kind of just managing those personalities. I think we've done a really good job about that. Sometimes we get a little frustrated, but no, there hasn't been any real big fights or anything. Good. And I can't, I'd like to sue Mike, but it ain't gonna be. I can only sue him for $10. It ain't gonna be 10 million.
So Mike, as the lead guitarist, and you're the guy who brings these folks together. I mean, you initiated sort of the forming of this band. Were you instrumental in the naming of the band, or who's the person who started that, Mike?
I think, honestly, when we were just trying to come up with a band name, we were just trying to come up with something original, something that wasn't like a knockoff of another band, right, or something that was going to be a name due to a tribute of a song from a popular band or anything that matters. So I think one band practice, we were just talking about a band name, and I think we all just agreed to the Panics, but we, instead of spelling the Panics to a common spelling, we decided to add the X at the end to make it original and make it unique. So I think it just led on from there, and we just stuck with it.
To be honest with you, I love the name, because I don't know if you guys know this. I know, Daniel, you listen to the show. When on my send-off, one of the lines I say in the send-off is always remember that panic is not planning. And in meeting you, I'm saying to myself, I knew that was perfect. It was like, God, the group that panics, and I always say panic is not planning. I've been saying that for 30 years. I love that saying. And then to meet you guys in your band be called the Panic, so I thought was just perfect, without a doubt. Let me ask this. This is actually something I've been dying to figure out when it comes to you guys, because I've looked at your music. And by the way, go to thepanics.com. That's thepanics, PANIX.com, to check out their music, check out their tour dates. If you're anywhere where they are, please go see them and download their music. Show them some love. Show me some love. And show them love. Who is responsible for coming up with songs? Now, let me tell you why I ask. Because I remember the biggest fight I got in with my bandmates was that I was the only one allowed to write the songs. Because I put the group together. Do you guys go through that, or how many of you contribute to songwriting, and who's the person who stays out of that realm?
No, so usually I'm pretty much the one who starts off the song. I basically write the majority of the song. Sometimes Mike will have the guitar riff that inspires the song or something like that, right? And then we get into band practice, and then that's where it starts kind of going from my skeleton into the finished product. But and like with D, D Snake on the bass. A song is never finished with him. So we keep adjusting songs that we've already, the other three of us said, man, I thought we were done with that one. Why do you keep going back to this one? So it never ends. But no, he's always just trying to tweak it and trying to make it a little bit better. And, and you probably know this as a songwriter, a song is never actually done. You just kind of stop working on it and move on to another.
Do you notice that? By the way, if you're just joining us, we're on the phone with Daniel Pena and Mike Ponce, lead guitar of the group The Panics. Of course, they do our intro. The thing that I'm really interested in, that whole thing about trying to perfect it every time. Do you find yourself, if you perform it live, noticing something that you might want to change in the song altogether before you record it? Or then after the fact you've recorded it, hear something different in your live performance and say, damn, we should put that in the studio version?
Yeah, absolutely. One time we were playing a song at the Executive Surf Club in Corpus Christi. And I don't know, I think Roland was just kind of I don't know what he was doing. He might have been thinking of the next song, but he did this kind of stop in the middle of one of our songs called Breakout, and it was perfect. I was like, oh my God, that was so much better than the way we do it. And that is how we do it now. So maybe he knew what he was doing, and or I don't know, but it was great. And that's the way the song goes now. So I love it.
So how many albums do we have right now? Do we have 2 or 3 albums right now with the band?
No, we have a few singles out. We are currently working on our first album.
Really? Why was I under the impression this was a whole album? Okay, my bad. I thought the music we had was an album.
No, we have 3 different singles, all that will eventually be put towards the first album.
Okay.
And we have another song coming out, I think maybe mid to late August, called Work So Hard.
Okay.
So that one's going to be really good. I really like that one.
That's you performed it. You performed it the night that we were there. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
We did.
Okay. That's what I thought.
You need to come to all my shows. I can't believe you remember that.
I'm telling you, I wasn't joking when I said it. When we walked in there, listen, I believe in God, and I know He's real. I'm telling you, when I walked into there and I heard you guys and I saw you guys, immediately there was just something there that clicked, and I'm so glad that I met you guys. So you were okay. Back to the first album thing. So you're gonna do the first album. You're doing another single. When do you think an album is coming? If so, and I would like to be invited to do a skit on the album if I could.
Oh, I would please. I would love to do that. I'm thinking at this point, now that we've gotten established and we know what we're doing now, and we've learned a few things as time has gone by. I'm hoping that even by the end of this year, the first album should be done. And but it's such a different time.
Yeah.
It's 20 years ago. Albums were different than they are today. Like when we go play our shows, years ago, I used to sell CDs,
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get the music into their hands, It's not the same way,
No, it isn't. Nowadays, everything is like you can send a link and you can, it's like, email an actual file, it's everything's so digital. It's the entire, which is again why I look at this and say a rock band that got together to put out some material in the new age of recording music and making music is absolutely, again, it's daunting, but at the same time, I love the risk taking. Let me get real quick, because I want to make sure that I get Mike in here. Last but not least, Mike, what's it like so far with the band that you put together just a couple of years ago? You happy? You satisfied? You want to do more? What's up?
Oh no, I'm pretty happy, actually, very happy with what we've been doing so far. Obviously, I want to do more with the band. And what I mean by more with the band is probably do more advertising, more shows, probably get more shows that are outside of the San Antonio area, like we're playing in Corpus. Maybe go up to another major city, somewhere up north or west, and just move on from there. The only way we can go is just up. So
That's right.
we're just trying to move up as it goes.
Well, I appreciate both of you so much. Everything that you guys are doing, I support it. I love original music. I love original bands, what you guys play. And, of course, you guys cover like nobody's business. If you want to go see them, if you don't know their music, just listen to them cover some of the greatest hits, and they are fantastic. They covered a Billie Eilish record, and they were jumping up and down, and I was like, oh, that's not bad. I can't believe this. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Pena, Mike Ponce of the band The Panics. Please go to thepanics.com. That is THEPANIX.com to check them out. Support them, please. For me, Reese on the Radio, Holding Up the Wall, that's exactly the song that pretty much describes our politicians and everybody else who's in public the public works today. And we are trying to get them from Holding Up the Wall. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Reese. I love the show and big fans over here.
Thank you, man. We got you. All right, let's get to some weather, traffic, and some news with Jason Caterina and Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Tom O'Hanlon.
Oh, Tom O'Hanlon. Damn it, Tom O'Hanlon.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Heads up on 84 westbound. We have a crash now. That is between exit 59 and 58. The right lane is taken out. 84 eastbound, we're busy. Exit 44 to 52. 2 is slowing down up into 84 and getting slower. Founders Bridge, stop and go westbound, crossing the river into Hartford. And 91 southbound through North Meadows and then down into Hartford. We have the brake lights. 291's okay. Wilbur Cross and Route 3 are moving. 91 southbound looks okay if you're heading down towards New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Friday afternoon, it'll be breezy with the clouds giving way to sun. A beautiful afternoon with the high of 84. Clear and cooler, a bit more comfortable tonight with the low down to 58. Then on Saturday, sunny to partly cloudy, less humid, beautiful day to be outdoors, though it is going to be quite warm with the high up to 88. Then Sunday, variably cloudy, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Humidity returns, the high of 86. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. WTIC is celebrating 100. And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30, 79 degrees, sunny skies in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Officials gathered today in Deep River to talk up the merits of using an herbicide to destroy an invasive river plant, but not all are on board for using DEQUAT to get rid of hydrilla. Army Corps of Engineers is leading the effort to use DEQUAT, which some say is dangerous to the water. Man's under arrest after state police say he hit the back of a DOT truck at a work site last night. Brian Ayers is charged. Troopers say he was under the influence when he hit the vehicle on Route 9 near exit 34 northbound. Plane went off the runway at Hartford Brainerd Airport today. NBC Connecticut reports the landing gear of the single-engine aircraft collapsed. The airport was closed briefly but has since reopened. Crash on Interstate 84 in West Hartford really made a mess of things this morning. Had the highway blocked for several hours. Tractor trailer rolled over eastbound near exit 43, a little after 4. Department of Energy and Environmental Protection was called in for a fuel spill cleanup. That highway has since reopened. Explosion at an L.A. law enforcement training facility has left 3 deputies dead. It's being investigated as a possible training accident. Officials say the explosion was reported around 7:30. Not immediately known what caused the explosion or what the department members were doing at the time. Wall Street. Dow finished down 142 points today. The NASDAQ was up 10 and the S&P was down a point. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Who do I wrestle for? I wrestle on my high school team for Jason Garcia, my fiercest competitor during practice and my biggest fan during meets. I wrestle for my parents who practice what they preach, the importance of hard work, commitment, and dedication. I wrestle for the chance to put our little high school right here in Connecticut on the map.
Wearing the uniform of your high school comes with a big responsibility. Younger kids look up to you. Your teammates count on you, and the reputation of your high school depends on you. Do you have what it takes to participate in a high school sport?
And I wrestle for the glory that is mine when I do my best. That's who I wrestle for.
This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Most of us like to be out in the
One minute.
Sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Savory, flavory, bagel, deli, and bakery. Between rounds.
Don't worry, we didn't forget. John G. from Wallingford, Connecticut. You are our latest recipient of a dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe. If you would like to win a dozen bagels a month for 6 months, then you got to go to Reese.
You didn't put them in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I know that. You got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. Go to the little fill-out form. Make sure you put in your birthday and make sure you put in your telephone number. As I always say, I will not call you unless, of course, you ask me to. And even then, I may have to be goaded. So don't worry about it. Your information is safe. The only person we give it to are the folks over at Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe. And you can find them in South Windsor, in in Manchester, and in Vernon. All right? So congratulations to him. When we come back, we'll talk more to Roseanne on the radio. We're going to talk to her about this ridiculous thing that's gone viral. Apparently, the former Philadelphia Eagles player, what's his brother's name? Yeah, Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Taylor Swift's boyfriend's brother.
Jason Kelce?
Yeah, Jason Kelce, that's it.
Otherwise known as Jason
Otherwise
Kelce,
known as Jason Kelce. Yeah, I guess on the show that he does with Jason Kelce, with Travis Kelce, they were talking about how he needs his wife to nag him in order for him to do things. But he equated it to being coached, which I thought was just insane. But we'll talk about that in a little bit with Roseanne about that. She said something that I thought was incredibly interesting that I want her to repeat when we get a chance. Also, the airing of grievances. If you got a grievance, give us a call at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. I'm going to check the Red Sox score again. It does not look good. It just got horrible. And wait a minute, where did the score go? Is the game over? No way. Is the game over? I don't think the game's over. Right? It cannot be over already.
The shortest baseball game in
history.
history.
Yeah, that's what I would say. But I'm looking here, and I don't see any.
4-1, bottom of the seventh.
Bottom of the seventh? Okay. Well, something happened that the scores just immediately disappeared. Now, there it is. Yep, bottom of the seventh. 4-1. Cubs are actually doing pretty well this season, 57-39. And Red Sox above 500. They had a 10-game winning streak, which is about to end. If they lose this game, they're 53-45. So, and they're 3 games back. This will put them 4 games. Well, is it a half a game back? No, this will put them 4 games. A half a game back.
There's too much math. I don't
there's
know.
a half a game back if they lose this game. I'm almost certain. So, I don't know. At least they're above 500, and it's only 3 games. Anyway, let's get some weather and some traffic with Jason Caterina with weather, and Tom O'Hanlon, who's
There you
in
go.
for Mark Christopher. Yeah, I got it right. In the BPS Traffic Center.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. We still have a crash working on 84 on the westbound side at East Hartford. It's between exits 59 and 58. The right lane is taken out. 84 eastbound slowing down. Exit 44 to 52. 2 is busy up into 84. Founders Bridge also slowing down. Westbound crossing the river into Hartford. 91 southbound slows down as you're getting into North Meadows and also stop and go heading down into Hartford. Northbound, we're good. On 291, it's moving. Wilbur Cross and Route 3 are okay. 91 gets the job done, down to 95 in New Haven. And if you travel
For a change tonight, the low down to 58, then sunny to partly cloudy, a less humid Saturday, the high of 88 though. More humid Saturday night with a thunderstorm in spots late, the low down to 71. Then Sunday, variably cloudy, again, a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, warm and humid with the high of 86. On Sunday, right meow, it is, let's see, 81 in New London, 77 in Mansfield, 81 in Bristol, and 81 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures.
1 minute.
Your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
The airing of grievances. Grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
I got to make sure that I ask Daniel Pena of the Panics how he did that video to promote his interview.
That was a great
video, right?
Yeah,
I got to
love that.
post that so you guys can see it. It was absolutely fantastic. I don't know.
I definitely shared it yesterday.
Yeah, if anybody, Daniel, just give me a call later on or send me a text, whoever did that. And if it was you, you're my new video guy. Let you know that right now. Roseanne is in the house. How you doing, dear?
Yes.
What, you're not doing fine? What's going on
Oh,
here?
so many things. It's so many things. It's tough to be a lady sometimes. I'm tired. I'm anxious. I got these other things I've got to be working on, or that's like there's this, Rolodex of stuff spinning through my head. I'm not sleeping very well. Kind of hungry. I think I want a steak. Do I really want steak? I think I want a salad. I don't know. I think I want something to drink, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, there's a lot going on.
Are you excited about the week of August 17th yet?
Kind of am. Yeah, I'm looking forward to travel. Sure.
Yeah.
Not the airplane portion, but I am looking forward to.
One day I'm going to
landing.
tell people about our first airplane travel a month into us dating.
Yeah, that was fun.
Which was the worst experience. I thought you were going to break up with me.
I thought I was going to break up with you too.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of.
I was scared to death.
Disappointed. I was really disappointed.
It was the worst ever. Oh my goodness.
We made it. It's fine. It worked
Yeah,
out.
that's true, but it could have been awful. It could have been absolutely awful. Let's go to my good friend Texas Teddy, or also known as Commentary. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, I got a grievance. With you and Cracker Mike. Y'all both tripping. Jennifer Love Hewitt is fine. Like, I'd spoon feed her ice cream at night and then help her check her blood sugar levels before bed. Yo, I'd be at the Coldplay concert behind her holding her like a stability ball. I don't understand what White Mike into them Florida meth heads. That's what the problem is. He's too used to seeing skinny crackheads running around eating people. He done lost touch.
Well, listen. Now, look,
Not tripping.
you see, first of all, now, Terry, you're a Texas boy, And
Southern men are very
Southern
different.
men are very
Yeah.
different. Even though Mike's from Florida, that's a different South.
That's not really the South.
Yeah, if Mike had been in Georgia, it'd have been a
Listen,
different thing
Listen,
altogether.
I'm 5'5". When I
Uh-huh.
was on active duty, I was stationed at Fort Gordon in Georgia. And I will never forget, 5'5", peak of physical health. I'm in my mid-30s. I've had 3 children by this point. I was 117 pounds. I've always been small frames, but I will tell you, that was the first place I'd ever been where men did not even look in my direction.
Where was this?
In Georgia.
In
Fort
Georgia,
Gordon,
yeah.
Augusta.
So you would be considered like skinny as all get out.
I was like
on-
commentary saying they must have thought I was a crackhead, but you know, it wasn't. You know, to this day, I'm in my mid-40s, still. You know, perimenopausal. You know, teenage and adult children, and at my heaviest right now, I weigh 136 pounds. I don't work out.
Do you weigh 136 pounds?
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
No,
Hey,
you
Reese.
don't. Yes, sir.
J-Lo she leave me because it'd be red beans and rice every night for dinner.
Well, listen,
Gotta keep it tight.
I tell everybody the original J-Lo is Jennifer Love Hewitt. Now, I will honestly say, and White Mike is in the chat room. He says, "I'm from Louisiana." I'm like, okay, all right, fine.
You should know that.
No. White Mike is of an elite class of dating. He dates. Mike, I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school. White Mike, he likes, strippers. That's his thing.
Oh my God! Oh, he's paying.
No. When he talks about them in a way, he's saying that in essence, that not that they're the ideal, but Mike will probably date them faster than he would date Jennifer Love Hewitt. I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here.
Is it a physical appearance
got
thing
a
or is it
T-
an intellect thing?
I don't. Well, maybe it might be a little bit of both, but I don't know. It could be. I don't know.
Mike got a T-shirt that says it ain't tricking if you got it, I guess.
Yeah, well, what is it? What is it? What's that T-shirt that says that supporting single moms?
Oh my God,
something along that line.
Hey, you want to hear? I'll end with this because I know you got stuff to do. But one time, bro, back in the day when I was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, which at the time was surrounded by nothing but strip clubs. So that's all you could do. We were at the club, and my homeboy tipped one of the girls like $20. $20 was a little bit more money back in the day, so I was giving him grief about it. And the dancer started yelling at me, talking about how she had a kid at home and she's got to get a babysitter. I swear to God, the song was popular at the time, and I hit every note. What would you do if your son was at home crying alone on the bedroom floor? Because she kicked me right in the nuts. Crane kick, Karate Kid style, dead in the nuts.
Let me ask you a question.
First week on Fort Riley.
Did your buddy end up marrying that stripper?
Actually, he was married to another stripper from that same club.
See?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I went to a strippers club from that. I went to her house from that same club one time.
Yeah.
These girls put on how they were on Jerry Springer, getting called, farming utensils or whatever you want, farming equipment, because they were talking about, they had 10 kids but 10 babies. They were bragging about it, like showing us this only in Junction City, Kansas. That's all I'll say, the butthole of America.
Thank you, Terry. Always a pleasure.
All right.
He is polar opposites of White Mike, but I love them both equally.
Wow.
They are fantastic. So you say that all the time about the military. In fact, there was a saying that we were going to Krispy Kreme. Here I'm telling tales out of school. We were going to Krispy Kreme, and you had watched the video, and you said that there's a disease that the military tells you not to get.
Gonorrhea. And yes, there's 2 things you don't do.
You're going to have to say it again because everybody didn't catch it. Say it again.
Gonorrhea. Now, you get gonorrhea if and when you sleep with strippers and or townies.
Right. Now that's what your drill sergeant would say that to you, or was that like
when you've been in for a little bit of time, you will have new soldiers come in, and the first thing you want to tell them is don't
eat local.
Don't mate with anything that you find in a strip club or in one of the bars, because they know what they're doing. Like, they want out of that little cowpoke town. Bring your own protection, and
be careful.
And yeah, because listen, all they need is one baby off of you. That is it. Or they can say it's your baby, and your chain of command will force you to pay for that woman until the baby, you can prove that it's not yours.
Isn't it? I find that weird. Is it a coincidence that these bases end up in regions like that? Is one?
I don't think the bases...
Do they go hand in hand?
I don't think the bases end up in that region. I think the people, the women, the the bottom feeders, they know. Like, we have to put up strip clubs, used car lots, and a lot of bars. Like, those are the things around...
Supply and demand.
And those are the things around every military installation, because you got a lot of young kids coming from mommy and daddy's home, 19, 20, 21 years old, and now suddenly they've got freedom and a paycheck?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's funny. We talk about this a lot, and you have not been wrong under any circumstance, primarily because we tend to move or live in places where there's a lot of military. But Roseanne's got this uncanny ability. I thought it was just when she looks at somebody.
Oh, my God. Are you going to talk about the BMW and the Georgia?
No. Yes. Well, there'll be a car. We'll be driving someplace. And
I'm talking about Starbucks.
And a car. Well, there's a car driving by us on the road, highway, whatever it is. And she'll immediately see that car. Now, if it's driving on the highway, it's pretty hard to detect if it's true. But if we're driving somewhere, and let's say we're going to the mall, or we're going to some other place, like into a parking lot, and that individual is driving alongside of us, and they go into the same parking lot, Roseanne will see the car and immediately go, "Oh, that guy's Army. He's in the Army." And I will be like, "What? Just because he's driving a Dodge Charger?" Sure enough, we get into what's name, and the guy gets out, and he's got the Army fatigues on. Without a doubt, you've never been wrong. You've spotted them immediately.
Yeah, it's the first thing I told the boys when he starts getting a paycheck. Buy a sensible. If it's a Charger, a Camaro, a Mustang, don't buy it. Buy something 4-door. Are
they convinced to buy that because it's a peer thing, or does the car dealership see them a mile away?
I think it's a combination of the dealership sees them coming a mile away and young boys, money, showing off, strip clubs, bars. I mean, you got to sort of prove your manliness. Yeah. And I think there's a little bit of, there's the Dukes of Hazzard, right? The guys were watching because of the car. Well, there's this desire to have that car. But when you've got these E2, E3s, making, maybe $2,000 a month, and they're living in the barracks, all their meals are provided, they're not married, they don't have children. Sure, I can get a car loan for 35% interest. I don't care. I'll take that.
Like Mike just said that a Charger at 25% interest.
Exactly. And they don't know any better. And it's not until they get to their duties, they get back to post, and their NCO is like, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Yeah. NCO has to sit you down and be like, listen, here's what we're going to do now. I'll never forget when I was training here at Fort Sam, I had an NCO sit a group of us females down, or it was our drill sergeant, a male drill sergeant sat down a group of us females, and he's like, listen, this is how you're going to purchase a vehicle when it's time. Mm-hmm. And he's the one that told us, get pre-approval from your bank. Mm-hmm. Right? Don't go into the dealership and let them get pre-approved for an amount from your bank. Then you go to the dealership. You don't tell them how much you want to spend. You just look at the car. You pick the car. You know what you're trying to go with. And you set they're going to talk you into, we can do a lower interest, or we can do a lower payment. They're lying to you. So I had an NCO teach me how to buy a vehicle. And a lot of these kids don't have that access.
Well, that's not really an aspect of joining the military,
no,
right? They don't really.
This is, and that's one of the things that people fail to appreciate, right? This was a drill sergeant who taught me this in training. Now, you see drill sergeant, all you see is them in your face screaming and yelling and discipline and push-ups, and your drill sergeant is your parent. Ultimately, they have to, like with any kid, right? You want to scare them straight. You want your kids to be a little bit afraid of you so that they'll learn how to respect you and trust you, that the guidance you're giving is sound, right? Mm-hmm. So once your drill sergeant is done breaking you down, they start to build you back up with real confidence. Mm-hmm. And so your drill sergeant, if they care enough about you as a troop, as an individual, as a human being, They're going to guide you accordingly.
I will tell you this. And listening to you, I can only. This is something that you and I have experienced over and over. And I jokingly say this to young people. You start talking to them, and you immediately start telling them about going into the military,
Especially in really poor communities. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that, folks, if you are listening and you have a young person who is without direction and is interested, like you're trying to figure out what that individual should do, and you think the military might work for them, I'm just going to say that contact me and I will get you in contact with Roseanne, because she is very motivational about getting into the military. And again, as much as she talks about, because it's funny, sometimes there's a duality that I can't understand. In one breath, she'll talk about how all of it sucked, but at the same time, she would give anything to go back.
What I say is there's a love-hate relationship with the military, right? So the Army in particular, I don't know about all the other branches. You have to love it 51% and hate it 49%. You are going to wake up and do some of the dumbest crap. Walking, like you're standing in a formation, your arms spread out, and then you walk side by side. You have to make sure you're not, moving too far from the people beside you, and you're doing a police call. You're looking down at the ground. You're scanning, looking for cigarette butts, for a piece of trash, for anything. Like, this is a police call, and you have to do this at like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's the stupidest crap in the world.
But it's building something.
Well, it's area beautification. I mean, we have to maintain our own. We maintain our own.
Right.
We do.
But deep down in that frivolous and what you deem as a dumb idea.
Everything that we do it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. I promise it serves a purpose. As stupid and ridiculous as it looks, sounds, and feels, there is a reason for it.
You know what I'm thinking about now that you're saying this? I'm thinking of when Daniel is learning waxing of the cars. He thinks that it's pointless, but at the end he learns
absolutely
wax on, wax off is a defense mechanism.
And
like all of that.
And that's the beautiful thing about the military is all this stupid, ridiculous crap.
Redundant thing.
It's ridiculous. But you have to learn the value of like, you don't know the value, or you don't know why right now, but eventually it makes sense.
Yeah.
I go into the medical field, and now I know I have to make sure, and you hate that I do this, but everything has to be disinfectant and antibacterial, because I know how easily disease spreads from person to person. And there are things that I'm unwilling to track into our home or allow to grow in our home, because I learned how to do this, in the military. Why can't you wear shoes in my house, Edward?
Because you say that it tracks in a whole bunch of other stuff.
There
like
are
dog
things
poop
on the ground outside that do not belong inside my house. So when I walk barefoot on my floor, I don't want to then crawl into bed and put that crap into our bed. I'm just saying. These are things you don't think about, but these are things that I learned in the military.
Yes, I know. I get it. Anyway.
I just called you by your government. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm not worried about that. Craig says, I went on a first date about 30 years ago. She got on the back of my Harley. I asked her where she wanted to go, and she said, electric blue, fill in the blanks. I don't know what that means. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a song reference.
Electric blue might be a club or
might
something,
be
a
a
bar.
song. Matt says, buy a pair of flippers, some flip-flops. I do have.
He has house shoes.
I have house shoes. Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
Just doesn't care.
And Catherine says that you should take magnesium to go to sleep now that you're having a problem getting to sleep. Are you not? Is magnesium not a good deal for you, or?
It depends on the type of magnesium, and it depends on where it's coming from. But then also there's other issues at this point. It's cortisol. There's the issues that I'm dealing with.
Oh yeah.
The sleep disturbance. What's causing it? There's a lot of stress and underlying things happening that are not open for discussion on the show.
No, we don't have to get into all of that. A lot of that stress is self-induced, just to say. Anyway, that's all right. We got plenty of stuff to get into. We'll talk about that Travis Kelce or Jason Kelce. It's in a little bit. And, of course, your phone calls. Huh?
Taylor's boyfriend's brother.
Yeah. And plus your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC. Let's get some weather with Jason Caterina. And Tom O'Hanlon's in for Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. 84 westbound, steady traffic from around 384 over to Main Street, where it does get heavier across the river into Hartford. There's some lingering police activity in East Hartford, by the way, on the shoulder after an earlier accident. And delays on 84 eastbound from exit 44 to 52 in the usual spots. 2 is busy up into 84. Founders Bridge has stop and go into Hartford going westbound. 91 southbound, it's pretty slow below 291 and gets slower as you approach Hartford. And the crash in Rocky Hill on 91 on the northbound side. It's between exit 23 and 24. The 2 left lanes are blocked. 291's okay. Wilbur Cross and Route 3. Well, Wilbur Cross a bit busier heading up into 84. 3 is okay. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. WTIC weather.
Well, the rest of our Friday, it'll be breezy with the clouds continuing to give way to sun. A beautiful afternoon with the high of 84. Clear, cooler, and a bit comfortable tonight with the low down to 58. Now sunny to partly cloudy, less humid during the day on Saturday. Another gorgeous day, though it is going to be quite warm with the high up to 88. Humidity starts to increase on Saturday night with increasing clouds. There'll be a thunderstorm in spots late. The low only down to 71 Saturday night. Now, Sunday, variably cloudy, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. It'll be warm and humid with the high of 86. Monday, in the wake of a frontal passage, mostly sunny, not as warm and less humid for the start of the week. Beautiful day Monday with the high of 81. Another gorgeous one Tuesday, sun, some clouds. The humidity stays nice and low, the high up to 80 degrees. Then Wednesday, mostly cloudy and a little warmer, the high up to 86. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 5 o'clock, Hartford temperature 80 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Experts gathered on the Connecticut River in Deep River today to say boaters can do their part to stop the invasive weed hydrilla by cleaning their boats after use. But the Army Corps of Engineers' tactic to contain the weed has drawn controversy. WTIC's Dave Mager with more from Deep River.
This is not your common weed.
Alicia Sharman of the Connecticut Rivers Alliance calls hydrilla a weed on steroids, growing out of control, choking off wildlife, and safe boat travel. She doesn't like the idea of chemicals being applied to stop it, but the herbicide diquat seems to be the only thing that works.
At least we have scientific methods going forward, because this is not the last we're going to see a hydrilla. It's going to be everywhere.
But protesters at Senator Richard Blumenthal's appearance here believe the cure is worse than the disease in this case. They think diquat is too dangerous to use, something the experts on hand say is not so. They say hydrilla left unchecked would cause permanent damage to the river. In Deep River, Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
President Trump has signed a cryptocurrency bill into law.
Thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you.
The so-called Genius Act sets regulations for a type of cryptocurrency known as stablecoins.
You've made our dollar look really good and strong and powerful. It's good for the dollar and it's good for the country.
Correspondent Linda Kenyon. State police continue their investigation into an early morning crash involving a rollover tractor trailer in West Hartford. That caused significant delays during the morning commute. As we hear from WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
It was quite a mess and delay. The crash closed the eastbound side of I-84 near exit 43 going into Hartford around 4:15 in the morning. Traffic was being diverted off the highway at exit 41 by 6 in the morning, at which time only one lane was open near the scene of the crash to try to help move traffic through the area, despite a lot of congestion going back miles. Some contents from within the tractor trailer had spilled out and then had to be cleared. State police have not said what caused the crash. There's no word of injuries either. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
3 deputies in the L.A. County Sheriff's Office died in an explosion outside a training facility today. Sheriff Robert Luna calls the deaths a tremendous loss.
Between all 3 sworn members, they had served our community proudly
for 74 years, and that's amongst all three of them collectively.
Details from correspondent Anna Schechter.
Material that was recovered yesterday, and potentially these three officials were moving the material, and while they were moving the material, it just exploded.
By 2027, Naugatuck expects to have a new train station. Officials gathered today to announce construction of the $33.2 million facility that's part of an upgrade of the Metro North Waterbury line, which contains 6 stations. The new train station, being funded with a mix of state and federal dollars, will include parking spaces, electric charging stations, and a 350-foot-long platform with a snowmelt system. Justin Vonashek, the president of the Metro North Rail Line.
The station, alongside the surrounding TOD, marks a major first step in delivering the kind of integrated, accessible infrastructure that supports both economic growth and quality of life.
Current Naugatuck train station will continue to operate during construction of the new station. And a mixed bag to end the week on Wall Street. Jason Brooks is the recap.
Netflix, American Express, and 3M shares sank on their respective earnings results, leading to a mixed finish for the stock market. The Dow dropped 142 points to 44,342. The NASDAQ gained 10 points to 20,895, setting another closing record in the process, while the S&P was down a fraction to 6296. The Financial Times reported that President Trump wants tariffs of at least 15 to 20% on all goods from the European Union. Jason Brooks, CBS News.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Do you know a veteran in need? After leaving the military, many veterans struggle to find home. Because to a veteran, home isn't just a place, it's an idea, a feeling. Nation's Finest understands the challenges veterans face. Through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, we help veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada. For more than 50 years, we've helped thousands of veterans in these communities build happy, healthy, and purposeful lives. And our team is committed to supporting those who've served and their families for another 50. To get help, visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And we're back. It's Reese on the Radio with Roseanne on the radio, hanging out as usual. Just pretty much going through all of the motions here with my wife sitting right next to me. So apparently this guy, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name now? Jason Kelsey.
Taylor Swift's boyfriend's brother.
Yeah.
That's who they are now.
That's who they are now. Anyway, so he was talking to his brother on their podcast, and he said something I found fascinating when he said that, look, he likes it when his wife nags him. When his wife gets on his case about, hey, take out the garbage or do this, blah, blah, blah. He says, in his words, I need to be coached, as he put it. I need to be coached.
He needs to be mommied, is what he's saying.
Well, yeah, you said that. You said he needed to be mommied. And I'm going to take your angle on this, and we'll expand on it a little bit more. But you also said something that really resonated with me. And it's true because it's happened in my life and it's happened with you. Say what you said when we first talked about this, about what I would do under the circumstances.
If it gets to a point where I have to nag you, I'm no longer asking you.
Not
I will just do it myself. I will look you in your optic stems while I'm doing the thing that you know you should be doing silently. I will project absolute judgment and disdain in your face while I do the thing that you should have done.
And you even said you're forgetting what it was, and it was what you asked me. What would you do?
It will make you feel like crap.
Yeah, what would you do if you caught me doing the thing that I expect you to do? Like if you caught me going to the garbage and grabbing it to take it out, what would you do? And I said I would lose my mind. I would go, oh my God, what are you doing? Let go. and I would feel like crap.
Right.
If that was the case. If you had ever grabbed a garbage bag and started heading towards the outside I would feel like dirt in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I would never allow that. I would lose it.
I did it for a week while you were in Connecticut last time.
All right, now, okay, I got it.
Just saying.
Let's get back to weather and traffic with Jason Caterina, who I know takes out the garbage, and Tom O'Hanlon in the BPS Traffic Center.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. 84 westbound, boy, that's busy. 384 over to Main Street where it gets even heavier, crossing the river into Hartford. Some lingering police activity, by the way, in East Hartford off on the shoulder after an earlier accident. Eastbound 84, busy exit 44 to 52, and Parkville's one of the slower areas. Route 2 a little better up into 84. Founders Bridge has some traffic westbound crossing the river into Hartford. And 91 southbound, that's pretty busy, below 291 down into Hartford as well. And a crash in Rocky Hill on 91 northbound, exit 23 to 24. The 2 left lanes were taken out. 291 is moving. Wilbur Cross and 3 are pretty good. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Dude, I had full shoulder replacement surgery 4 weeks ago, and it has been so hard for me to ask for help with stuff around the house from my fiance. Still want to do it myself, but yeah, no, feel ya. Tonight, clear and cooler for a change. The low down to 58. Enjoy it because it's not going to stick around. Sunny to partly cloudy, less humid tomorrow. Still quite warm. The high up to 88. More humid Saturday night, though, a thunderstorm in spots late. The low 71. Variably cloudy on Sunday. Couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Warm and humid Sunday, the high 86. Then the humidity drops out for Monday and Tuesday as a cold front sweeps through late Sunday. Mostly sunny Monday, the high of 81. Tuesday, sun, some clouds, low humidity, the high of 80. Right now, it is 82 in Bristol, 84 in New Haven, 81 in New London, and 80 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Every moment counts if you're at...
All right, let me get us back on. I got to go in the rack room and transfer this shit over.
Okay. Are we? Go.
Now, we staying on right now. Once I transfer it, then I'll click it back.
Okay, you got it.
You question your next step. Through it all, Go-To for Lung Cancer is
Game's
here
over?
for you.
Goodness
We
gracious.
are your community. For screening, treatment, and survivorship support,
Yeah, it's
Go-To is your go-to. Confronting lung cancer starts here. Visit goto.org.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more.
Terry said
And if they
the
already
chat
have Medicaid or
themselves
CHIP,
AI.
remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Unused prescription opioid pain medicines can spell trouble. They can spell risk if taken by someone they weren't prescribed for, harm if accidentally taken by a child or pet, or overdose if they're not used as directed.
They lost.
Safely dispose of opioids before they can hurt your family. Find a drug take-back option such as medicine drop boxes. You may find these in your community at local pharmacies or police stations. Visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Do you know a veteran in need? Nation's Finest, through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, helps veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada, helping
When you choose your passwords, make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
MFA really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update and
Yo, you might have to come in quick, all right?
I got you.
I don't know what's going to happen once I click it over.
update's too good to be true. It's probably someone trying to take advantage.
You've been listening to Red Sox Baseball on WTIC News Talk 1080. We now join our regularly scheduled program.
No one's here for radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid.
Oh, 1 minute.
And they try to
All right,
further
good enough.
your calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Reese on the Radio is getting ready to drop some knowledge on WTIC News.
Drop it. We're back. It's Reese on the Radio, Roseanne on the radio. We are hanging out, having a good time. We are back on regular radio, which is a pleasure to be here. If you missed what had happened was...
That ain't till next break, but...
Okay, I know it's not until, but a lot of people may have missed it. They may have missed it. I'm just saying. Dick Blumenthal had a press conference down in Deep River. Of course, Dave Mager from WTIC was down there. Of course, they were spreading a bunch of nonsense talking about the experts, who are telling everybody Dequat's okay, the experts. Every time I talk to one of these experts, they don't know nothing. I know it's a double negative. They don't know anything. Also, in the headlines we covered today, the Democrats are trying on a new tone. Every day they're figuring out something new. We need to try something new. We need a new tone. We need to... Now, all of a sudden, their new tone is they need to be more like Donald Trump, of all things. And I and everybody else, even Democrats, are saying, hey, man, why can't you guys just be yourself? And I don't know why they can't. Even Chris Murphy saying, yeah, man, just be honest. Just be who you are. And I think, for me, they should be inspired by Julie Haggerty in the film Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smart. You remember it.
You don't have to show off. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Now, come on, Mikey and I are making snow angels.
I don't want to be myself.
Yeah, they don't want to be themselves. They want to be Trump now. They want to join. They want to join Donald Trump and think that they can play his own game and be them. Roseanne has been laughing at that, by the way, all day since I put that bit together.
Oh,
she goes, you're going to make me want to watch the movie.
Oh gosh, that was great. I love it. I love it.
It's the best.
You didn't put the Hunter Biden picture
No,
there
I
at the point where I said you should have.
Yes, that
would have been perfect.
When she mentions the snow angels, Roseanne wants me to put
a thought bubble.
A thought bubble on Ryan Reynolds saying Hunter Biden, and I thought that was because of
a bridge too far, please.
It may have been.
You don't have to show off. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Now, come on, Mikey and I are making snow angels.
I don't want to be myself.
It is the best. I think they should just play. I think that when every and again, I'm only telling you to do this if you want to. Okay? Every time you find a Democrat trying to be authentic on Twitter or on TikTok, you should take that bit and attach onto it and put in the bold words, I fixed it.
I fixed it for you.
I fixed it for you. They just can't. So, Roseanne, this thing about being nagged. Eric says the Snow Angels line is what gets me. This whole thing about being nagged or nagging. Do you think you nag?
Well, you told me I'm a nudge. You had to tell me what a nudge was because I'm American and I speak American. Okay, I can see how it would be perceived as nagging.
Give me an example of what you think would be perceived as nagging.
Stop blocking the frickin' doorway. Stop wearing shoes in my house. Like, good grief. Like, what? Just do it my way. Sometimes when you chew, I want to punch you in your ear. I don't know why.
When I chew?
Yeah, sometimes you're chewing. God, just chew like a normal person.
I chew like a normal person.
It's not you, I promise. It's not you.
You claim it's menopause.
I think it's the menopause, yeah. God, sometimes listening to you breathe sometime, I'm like, Jesus, Darth Vader much? But you know. Wow. I think it's the hormones.
Really?
Yeah, I love you. I love you so much. I let you breathe the way you want to. No, but I do think that there are times that I do nag. But if you would just do what I ask of you, then that would, stop the nagging.
Do you think in any way, like, do you do the thing that you nag me about? Like, how, if you had to take 5
Are you
things,
saying am I a hypocrite?
I tried to refrain. I didn't want
call it what it is, dear.
Okay. Is there a degree of hypocrisy in
Absolutely.
some of the things? There is.
Sometimes, sure.
Okay. And
I just want to say real quickly that nagging does not feel good. It does not feel good. I feel icky. I feel icky when I have to keep saying it over and over again. If you were my child, I'd smack you on the butt, send you to your room, I'd take away your devices. In some way, form, or fashion, I would ensure that the message was delivered. But because you were an adult and I found you this way, I can't do anything but use my words repeatedly. So I just want you to know that if and when I get to a point where I'm nagging, I feel icky, and now I'm even more mad at you because first, you didn't do the thing, and now you're making me be icky. And feel icky. So
now, that being said, and trust me, I just want to let you know that even though, and I never use the word nag, I use the word nudge. And what I mean by nudge is like, you're kind of needling me about something, right?
well,
it's like nudging me.
Stop not doing what you were told to do.
Right. It doesn't. And the beauty part about it is that, look, I'm very thick-skinned. That stuff doesn't bother me. I know it ticks you off. It's not that I don't care. It's just that nagging me is not going to make me upset. Like, it was like, damn, she's always nagging me. I'm not that guy.
Right.
Right. I'm clearly, I need to step up my game. I'll even get on my own case and be like, all right, dude, you got to step it up. She wouldn't be doing it over and over again unless you were ignoring her. And you're being dismissive of what bothers her. That's not cool. And I know that because I'm in a relationship that I actually respect. I've had enough marriages that I didn't respect what they said.
Is this like 7, 8, Liz Taylor?
It's just, okay, relax. Anyway, so I get that. Now, I don't nudge you on the things that are annoying to me. And you hate that as well, that I don't get on your case about things that I'm clearly affected by.
Right.
And why do you think it is that I don't nag or nudge?
I think it's like layered, right? Like there's the part of you that's like, oh, she's so cute. It's fine. I can live with it. But then there's the other part of you that knows that you're going to hurt my feelings and you don't like when my feelings are hurt. Because it causes me to go inward, right? Mm-hmm. And you think that that's me punishing you when it's really just a deep reflection of my behavior. That's just how I deal with it. And I also think, you're just like, what's the point?
Can I tell you what the real reason is? Have I not shared this with you?
You probably have, but I wasn't listening. See, I can be a man.
Nice try. Value.
You value me?
No.
Oh.
Value.
Screw you
The
too.
value of the value of the criticism. Right? And you did say a little bit of it in your breakdown. The value of that criticism or that nagging or nudging is the value of it. So there are some things that I can say, you know what, I can live with that. That's, what am I actually upset about? Right? Is it the fact that she doesn't do it this way or I want it this way and she won't? The only thing, and this is the big deal, and we've had a big fight about it. Folks, you want to hear this, and I'll take your phone calls, I promise, in the next break if I have to, but just stand by. Please do. This is one of the most important things that I've noticed, and it's one of the things that I say is a contentious thing with us. And if I nag about anything, it is this. Men, I hope you are listening. And you probably know this in your own lives. The thing that I have the biggest gripe about, and the reason why everything else sort of goes by the wayside, is when you don't do the thing that I need and do the thing that you want me to have.
Right.
You rolled your eyes as soon
right,
as I said it.
because sometimes you say you want a thing, but you're wrong.
And this drives me through the roof.
I know.
It
But-
drives me through because all I do, and again, why
right,
is it?
you
why,
only want the thing.
and
get
why
it.
is it that I make such a big deal out of it? Because I want for nothing.
Right.
I don't ask for anything.
Right, but let me say, when you ask for a thing, right? Hey, I really would like this, and I say, well, did you consider this? And then you freak out on me.
Lose it.
I know, but I'm asking. I'm information gathering.
I know, but
so that I can understand why I'm not going in that direction.
But sometimes I have to almost wrestle with you verbally to get just what I asked for.
Right.
We had probably one of the biggest fights. I know what I asked you. I think it was
God,
our,
what
your
was it
friend
that you
Nicole. I had. Oh no.
No,
your
it
friend
was-
Penny.
Yes.
Right.
When
I needed Penny to look over a document for me.
right.
And then instead of just saying look, I didn't understand. I know Penny too. She's your friend, but I know her well enough. I've known her as long as you have, not intimately, but she's like one of your best friends. But I needed to talk to her. I'm an adult. I can communicate with your friend. And instead of just doing, hey, I want to talk to Penny. Please let her know I need to have a conversation with her. You wanted to know what it was about, what it had to deal with.
No, that's not true. You said,
Yes, you
was
did.
it?
Yes. You wanted to know what it was
Because
about,
it was
what
the
it pertained
same
to.
thing. It was the same document you had me look at.
Right.
And
I just asked to speak to her.
It kind of felt insulting.
No, again. But
That'd be like me saying, honey, or knowing that you take out the trash, right? And I say, you know what? Can you ask the neighbor to come over and take out the trash for me?
okay, anyway,
That's how it felt.
Okay, I
but
apologize.
that's how it felt.
Okay, fine. I'm not disputing on how it felt, but it clearly is not the facts here. The bottom line was I just asked to speak to Penny, and instead of doing that, you gave me anything and everything else as a reason to why I shouldn't talk to her.
No, that is not true.
Or why
I asked, first of all, what is it about?
What is
and
it
you
about?
finally break it down for me. I'm like, oh, well, did you think about asking this person?
Yeah, and then I said, no, I just want to talk to Penny.
Which
Why?
totally would have been acceptable. I
because
just was inquiring.
she is somebody that I trust, and you immediately went into another direction, therefore diverting, right? Is it this whole thing of taking it off the beaten path? And it was just as simple as, please tell Penny that I would like her to give me a call. And that should have been the end of it. Why? Because I never asked for you to call any of your friends to tell them to call me. I asked for nothing.
That
and
would
this
be
was
like
just simple.
me just being like, hey, can you ask Beckman to give me a call? Is there any part of you that would want to know why?
Yeah. But
you don't have to ask. You're just like,
But
okay,
I would,
sure.
I would
you just comply.
I would get Beckman on the phone and I would say, hey, Beckman, Roseanne needs to talk to you.
No. You would want to know, wait a minute. Why?
You're asking me this for the first time and you don't trust my answer?
No, I don't believe you.
Okay. I'm just saying, you're asking me this for the first time.
I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Okay. But again, like I said, that's not an issue. You know I don't have this whole insecurity thing about that. That's not who I am. Now, in my head, because I know what you know of Beckman, I know the first question you would be calling him is about renovations because that's what he's been doing in his life.
Maybe I want to borrow a large sum of money from him. I don't know. You don't know.
You would never ask Beckman. He's practically a stranger to you.
That's not the point.
Yeah. So no, that's one of my biggest grievances of, if anything, is that when I ask for something, I just want the thing that I asked for.
Right.
And that's why all the rest of the nagging meaning me nagging you. That stuff is unnecessary for me to do because
Yeah, you are so easy. You really don't want much. So when you when you do ask for something, yeah, it could be that simple as just do the thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like you know me by now.
Do you want to know the other side of the just do the thing?
Yeah.
Because when you want me to do just the thing, I do just the thing.
Yeah,
if you
but
say,
I follow up with this is why. But that's the difference in the communication style. I see your eye twitching. As a woman, I want to communicate that with you. Like I want you to understand the why behind it. And as a man, you're like, I don't need to
We don't
explain.
care.
I know you guys don't care, but as a woman, I do. So when you say do a thing, help me understand the why. I know you don't care to explain the why, but you know what? Just explain the why.
I think, to be honest with you, I think that this is a thing with women where they have to put an obstacle between them doing the thing that the husband asked, because it's a degree of submission.
Remember when I was telling you in the Army that you don't understand now, but eventually it makes sense?
Yeah.
It has to make sense. Like, I'm more dedicated when it makes sense.
I gotta go to a break. Matty O says next Friday, I think you guys should have on Dr. Drew.
Dr. Phil, maybe?
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I'm just trying to figure it out. Let's get some weather and traffic with Jason Caterina and Tom O'Hanlon, who's in for Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center.
Tom O'Hanlon.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the
Love it.
BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. 84 westbound, steady traffic as you're working your way over towards Main Street and then across the river into Hartford. It's pretty slow crossing the river, and then we do have some slowdowns on the eastbound side of 84. Not too bad, though, but some on and off between exit 44 and 52 and working your way through Parkville. Route 2 getting up into 84, on and off traffic flow there. Founders Bridge is pretty busy, westbound crossing the river into Hartford, and 91 southbound steady traffic from below 291 down into Hartford. In Rocky Hill, looks like they've got that crash off on the side now, northbound between exit 23 and 24. It's getting better. Wilbur Cross is on and off traffic heading up into 84. Route 3 is moving. And traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, the rest of our Friday, it'll be breezy, but the clouds continuing to give way to sun. A beautiful afternoon with the high of 84. Clear, cooler, and a bit comfortable tonight with the low down to 58. Now sunny to partly cloudy, less humid during the day on Saturday. Another gorgeous day, though it is going to be quite warm with the high up to 88. Humidity starts to increase on Saturday night with increasing clouds. There'll be a thunderstorm in spots late. The low only down to 71 Saturday night. Now Sunday, variably cloudy, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. It'll be warm and humid with the high of 86. Monday, in the wake of a frontal passage, mostly sunny, not as warm and less humid for the start of the week. Beautiful day Monday with the high of 81. Another gorgeous one Tuesday, sun, some clouds. The humidity stays nice and low, the high up to 80 degrees. Then Wednesday, mostly cloudy and a little warmer, the high up to 86. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Sunny skies. We have 80 degrees in Hartford. A man's under arrest after state police say he struck a state DOT vehicle in a construction zone Thursday night. Troopers say 46-year-old Brian Ayers of West Hartford was under the influence when he hit the DOT truck from behind on northbound Route 9 at exit 34. He faces DUI and other charges. Crash on Interstate 84 this morning made a real mess for the morning commute. Tractor-trailer rolled over eastbound in the area of exit 43. This happened a little after 4. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection had to be called out for a fuel spill. They still don't know what caused that crash. Explosion early today killed 3 sheriff's deputies and is now being investigated as a possible training accident at a facility in L.A. County. That according to a law enforcement official. In Watertown, police say a man is facing drug charges after a lengthy investigation. State and Waterbury police assisted in that investigation of 36-year-old David Kolonsky. Search of his home and 2 vehicles turned up fentanyl, cocaine, and oxycodone. House has approved President Trump's request to claw back about $9 billion for public broadcasting and foreign aid. Democrats argued that the administration's animus toward foreign aid programs would hurt America's standing in the world. Red Sox fell to the Cubs at Wrigley this afternoon 4-1. On Wall Street, the market ended the note on a mixed bag. The Dow lost 142 points. The Nasdaq did gain 10 points. S&P was down a fraction. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hey, it's Matt Soroyce. If you're feeling sluggish or maybe you have muscle or joint pain because you have extra weight you're carrying around, Awaken 180 Weight Loss can help you. Give them a call today to make this summer the one where we feel our best. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080.
Life can be unpredictable at times, but you shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of someone else's negligence. If you've been in an accident or work-related injury and it's not your fault, you need a lawyer who knows how to get you the fair and just compensation. At Brown, Painderis & Scott, our team of personal injury lawyers have over 100 years of combined experience. At BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Call us at 860-CALL-BPS or visit bpslawyers.com. Bruce Newman is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hey, green guy.
1 minute.
Draining the bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy.
Here we go.
California Psychics.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, we're back. It's Reese on the Radio. Roseanne on the radio is here. And plus, your phone calls when you want to. Get on the phone at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. We've got a prize package over at the Yard Goats we're giving away. It's a package for July 25th. On Friday, we got food samples and drink samples. And I'll tell you all about that in a minute because I don't have the paperwork in front of me. But if you want to, get on the phones, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. It is for the Hartford Yard Goats 360 marketing event for the first ever Goat Tacos, Tequila, and Taps Fest at Duncan Park. All right, I will tell you about this, but I have to get into this because this is breaking news, and it's bad. According to new declassified records from Tulsi Gabbard, and additional compelling evidence that the 2016 Russia collusion narrative was not rooted in credible intelligence reporting, but manufactured to fit a preferred political narrative. Tulsi Gabbard has taken the rare and transparent step of declassifying a December 2016 draft of the president's daily briefing. This is a briefing that goes to the president of the United States at the time, who was Barack Hussein Obama. This highly classified record, which is a daily national security analysis for the president, assessed that Russian and criminal actors did not impact the recent U.S. election results by conducting malicious cyber activities against election infrastructure. But after pushback from the FBI led by James Comey, the presidential daily briefing was spiked based on new guidance. After a White House principals meeting, a new intelligence assessment was commissioned, and media leaks then followed to reinforce a new narrative that Russia did intervene in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump win the presidency, rather than undermine confidence in the U.S. electoral system. So according to the timeline, after the election, on December 8th, the draft of the PDB, the Presidential Daily Briefing, Russia did not impact the election results. Hours later, FBI withdraws the support. PDB is killed based on new guidance. Then on December 9th, Obama's White House gathers top cabinet officials, including James Clapper, John Brennan, Susan Rice, Andrew McCabe, and others. A new intelligence assessment was commissioned, and on January 6, 2016, new intel assessment, Russia interfered to help Trump. This led to a special counsel that dragged the entire nation through the muck for 3 years to damage the President of the United States in a scandal that was clearly manufactured, All of these documents are available on X. You can read them yourself. Catherine Heritage has made them available if you're looking for where to find them. All of the outlines are there. So this is huge, and it's treason. There is no bones about this, folks. It's not a joke. This is not hyperbolic. This is treasonous. You guys can go nuts if you want to. All you Obama supporters, pull your hair out if you got to. But we're there now. Let's get some weather and traffic with Jason Caterina and Tom O'Hanlon, who's in for Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. 84 westbound looks pretty heavy now from Main Street over to across the river and into Hartford. Some of the alternate traffic also is slowing down. Founders Bridge going westbound into Hartford. On the eastbound side of 84, we had a crash reported in Parkville. Looks like that could be off on the side now. We still have some lingering traffic, though, working through there. And Route 2 looks pretty good up into 84, except for that half mile or so at the end when you are pretty slow. We're looking at 91 southbound at Steady from 291 down into Hartford, and a collision at Rocky Hill northbound at 91. Some leftover traffic there, exits 23 to 24. Wilbur Cross, not too bad. 3's okay. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Tonight, clear and cooler for a change. The low down to 58. Sunny to partly cloudy, less humid for the day on Saturday. So we'll keep that nice low humidity around for a day at least as we head through the day on Saturday. Still quite warm, the high of 88. More humid Saturday night, a thunderstorm in spots late, the low 71. Sunday, variably cloudy, couple of showers in the thunderstorm. Humid, the high of 86, but the cold front goes through Sunday. Then Monday and Tuesday looking like great days as the humidity drops out. Mostly sunny on Monday, the high of 81. Tuesday, sun, some clouds, the high of 80 with the humidity staying nice and low for us. So right now, 84 in New Haven, 81 in New London, 78 in Mansfield, 80 in Hartford. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hey, it's Matt Soroyce. If you're feeling sluggish or maybe you have muscle or joint pain because you have extra weight you're carrying around, Awaken 180 Weight Loss can help you. Give them a call today to make this summer the one where we feel our best. 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Do you know what went down at the Viper Room the night River Phoenix died? Are you aware of how Steve McQueen escaped death at the hands of the Manson family? But what about the real-life brutal murder that inspired David Lynch's Twin Peaks? These stories and more are told in the Hollywoodland podcast, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
We all hear the radio ads about this. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today. Online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, our last but not least caller of the day will get the Hartford Yard Goats and the 360 Marketing Events first ever Goat Tacos Tequila and Taps Fest at Duncan Park between July 24th and 26th. It's a festive and vibrant event featuring more than 20 restaurants, 100 beverage bands, live music, live cooking demonstrations, fun activities, and much, much more. Your tickets, should you win, are for Friday the 25th at 5 p.m. They include several food samples and multiple beverage samples. In fact, you can even go after the show. Be fashionably late. We'll get whoever that person is or a lucky person is, just get on the phones, 860-522-WTIC. We'll give that to the last but not least caller of the day. Roseanne, is it okay if we grab a couple of phones?
Absolutely.
Let's go to Steve in Waterbury. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I have 3 points in the suggestion. First point, have you ever heard about the newlywed couple where they cut the ends of the roast off? And the wife started cooking it. But the husband had asked, why do you do that? He says, I don't know. My mother has always done that.
Mm-hmm.
So they were over to mother's house, and he asked the mother why she did it, and she said, well, I don't know. My mother always used to do this. So finally, when he met the grandmother and he was talking to her about it, he asked her why she cut the ends of the roast off. She said, because I got a small pan. The bottom line is we're all raised differently. We all pick up things from other people. Now, one of the things is very big with couples is like the toilet seat being up or down.
Yep.
And also
Separate
the toilet paper
bathrooms.
roll, which way it goes.
Yeah, we have separate bathrooms, so we never have to worry about that anymore.
Well, for those people who don't, I'm just happy to have the toilet paper. There is a way to buy it manufactured that it should go, but I can send you some information on that. As far as the toilet seat goes, I always figure everybody puts the lid down. So if anybody needs it, they need to lift it one way or another.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
I actually
one
put
last
it down anyway out of habit. What's the last thing,
There
Steve,
you
so I
go.
can jump some other people in here?
Not a problem. I just think sometimes how we ask people, it would really mean a lot to me if you were to do this or
Yeah.
consider doing this, and this is the reason why.
John from South Glastonbury
Go a little bit easier with everybody because, again,
is our winner.
and that person that Roseanne wanted to borrow money from, can you have him give me a call?
Yeah, that's never, ever going to happen. I love John. That's never going to happen. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, man.
Let's go to, Mark's in Canton. How are you, sir?
Hey, Uncle Reese, how are you today? Hi, Roseanne.
Hello.
Uncle Reese, I appreciate that.
Well, you like my big uncle. You sound just like him.
I appreciate that. Thank you,
Anyway,
sir.
I was calling in the hopes of tacos.
Oh, I'm sorry, boss man. We do have our last but not least caller because there's a meter on here, and we do have them. We're going to actually get to him in a second. Thank you,
All
Mark.
right, another thing.
Yes.
I just want you to just say yes, dear, to Roseanne. I mean, they only ask a couple things of us. And I learned in the past, you just say yes, dear, and you do it, and it goes away. And
Tell the
everybody's
truth,
happy.
Roseanne. Was that what we were like the first year? It was yes, dear, for everything?
We're still like that.
See?
You still say yes, dear. I'm the one who struggles with the yes, dear.
Well, you don't have to say it, Rose. You just as long as he complies, that's it. He's got to learn the man code.
That's what I
When you
keep
give him
saying.
that
Tell her,
look, you
Roseanne,
gotta
tell
do it.
everybody I am the perfect husband now.
You really are the best. I wake up every morning, I have my coffee in bed, it's made perfect. If I don't feel like cooking dinner, which is like every night, you take me somewhere to pick
you
up
sound like
dinner.
a brown nose. He's just kissing.
No, I am a spoiled little princess. I really am a spoiled
Well,
little
you're
brat.
supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's good to me.
I try.
All right,
Thank you,
brother.
Mark.
Keep
I
up the good
appreciate it.
work.
You got it, boss man. And let's go to Adam. What's going on, sir? I tried to get you yesterday, but you weren't even on the phone.
Yeah, hey, I got a fun question for you.
What do you
know
got?
Why we don't need? You know why we don't need Black Lives Matter in East Hartford?
I'm assuming because we have Reese on the radio. But no, I'm kidding. Why?
Because we got a black police chief. I've met the guy. He's very nice.
Oh, is he official in Hartford?
No, East Hartford. He's the black. He's a
Oh.
really nice guy. A black police chief. But
Adam, let me say this to you. Have you noticed that there have been no stories involving the NAACP or Black Lives Matter in Hartford for over a year? Not one story. You ever noticed that?
No, that's true. Because this chief, I like him where, he wouldn't want racism where it's, uncalled for. But let's say if a black man was shot in the process of committing crimes, he's not going to sweep that under the rug or blame it on the cop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, as long as he is an honorable cop and he's taking care of everybody and he treats everybody fairly and he makes sure that the officers do the same, it's going to be fine. But what I want you to recognize is that Reese on the Radio single-handedly solved racism in Connecticut. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you did.
I did, right? It's over. All of a sudden, there's nobody complaining about being sent home for different hair color stuff. Nobody's putting nooses inside locker rooms. None of that stuff is going on because I single-handedly ended it.
And before I run,
Yes.
you and I are brothers. If you cut me, you cut you, we both bleed red. We're
That's
brothers in the
right.
Lord.
We are blood brothers. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you, buddy.
Your humility is just, it's amazing.
I solved racism. Where's
and
all
you
the
were
race?
so humble about it.
Is there
too.
any racism anywhere? I solved it. I should be the civil rights leader of the future.
You don't have enough hair.
What's that supposed to mean?
Don
You need
King.
hair?
Don King.
Oh, come on. I'm like a hip hop civil rights leader, but 90s hip hop, nothing else. Like no.
John S. of South Glastonbury.
Okay, so John S. of South Glastonbury. Congratulations. He is our winner of the Hartford Yard Goats and 360 Marketing Events first ever Goat Tacos Tequila Taps Fest in Duncan Park from July 24th to the 26th. His tickets will be for the 25th at 5 p.m., which will include food samples, multiple beverage samples, and of course, he is over 21. So congratulations to you, my friend. What did I just do with the screen? I did something weird here. Oh, I don't even know what that is. That I just had pressed something and it happened. Anyway, so it's going to be are we going to do something interesting this weekend?
I don't know. Where are you taking me?
I could take you someplace. I got to get back to the whole thing about being a civil rights leader of the century.
Oh.
This is at least, okay, fine, of 2025. Okay, I've been here 3 years. I've tackled racism. I've gone after...
What's next for you, Reese?
I don't know. I've gone after NAACP. I've ended up going after Black Lives Matter.
You started the
860.
Chris Murphy fan club.
Chris Murphy fan club.
You are all over the DQuat thing.
All over it. And not only that, don't forget I dealt with the Rom High School noose incident.
The tickler guy.
I dealt with the tickler guy. I dealt with hold on.
The
illiterate girl.
Right.
All right. The homeless black man.
Wow. That's right.
The homeless black man when I first got here. I dealt with all of these things. I think I should get a civil rights award. Think about it. There's no racism anywhere. I don't think Black Lives Matter or NAACP has protested anywhere. I haven't seen them.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you drinking again?
No.
Okay, I'm just out because you sound a little delusional.
Oh, wow. How could I be delusional? There's nothing. How is it? Like all the problems that are in Connecticut, not one of them are racially based. Not one of them. I haven't seen them. Where are the protests? I mean, there are none. What happened? Did all of a sudden Connecticut become the safest place for a black person? I mean,
well, we know.
I mean, apparently it's not a place where you can be
Are
fruitful.
there any Waffle Houses in Connecticut?
I'm sure they
Hell
are.
no.
I'm just saying because
I think that I deserve.
I would be 500 pounds.
maybe that's why there's no
So there's-
Waffle House.
Well, that would just be black on black crime
I'm
anyway.
thinking back to Giles and that
Yes.
joke about
Oh,
Caitlin Clark.
yeah. But no, again, it's unheard of that we are not seeing such racial division.
Well, no offense, but black people aren't hip right now. Like nobody cares about black people right now. They're more concerned about the brown people that are being deported. So you're
what?
out of vogue.
That's you know what? It's a good point.
Yeah.
The big conversation, right? Even Jasmine Crockett is when she's talking about racism.
Jasmine
she's
Crockpot.
Yeah, she's now only talking.
Yikes.
Gosh, she even got rolling on that one. Jasmine Crockpot. I think that's her new name now, officially.
Just
yes.
Sidebar for the Waffle House in New Orleans. They don't even let you come in anymore. Everything they closed the doors and made a to-go window.
Nice.
So wait a minute. So Waffle House is a to-go spot in Louisiana?
Yeah.
So they don't have any melees inside?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
They don't want no drama inside. Well, I was coming from a snowball stand, one of my favorite snowball stands down there in New Orleans East. And I looked to my left. I was with my cousin. And I said, "Did you see what I just saw?" And he's like, "I saw it." I said, "Let's keep walking. Don't say nothing." It was a young boy, probably 17, 18, had on his hip, had a gun on his hip that was exposed. And then in his right hand, he had a Glock with a extended clip.
No way.
On it, walking up to the snowball stand. I said,
violent snowball stand.
Roland said, "Look, just keep your head down, keep
I said,
pushing."
keep your head down and keep walking. do anything
I
crazy.
don't know nothing. I don't see nothing.
And just kept and we walked because my uncle's house is across the street. So I just went over there to him. I was like, what is that? And he's like, oh yeah, it's open carry. You know, you don't really need a permit out here.
Welcome to the South, baby.
Yeah, but the extended clip, that's a bit much.
Yeah, I was like, I just didn't understand why he needed so much.
Yeah, exactly. He must have a lot of beef.
Yeah.
That's definitely, that kid's got a lot of beef. You know, I've seen the open carry around here. You meet some guys I see with a gun and I go, why is he, worried about that guy? But, yeah, I've come accustomed to it. I lived in New York all my life. I remember the first time I ever saw a guy drop a gun, like on the street. And the only reason why he dropped it was because Fool did not have a holster. He had it like just sitting in his pants, but he was wearing a two-piece suit. He and his wife and his daughter were coming from a show. And he just had the gun in his belt, and it literally fell through his pants leg onto the floor like
He's
past
lucky
his shoe.
it didn't shoot himself.
That's
super
what
lucky.
I know about. It was with Jamie Montgomery of all people.
Of course.
Always
100 different variables could have happened with
exactly, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, how insane is that? But yeah, sure enough. Yeah, but anywhere else I go in the South, I saw it in Virginia, I saw it here in Texas, I see it anywhere. But I'm, now of just like, I'm not as freaked out as I would have been in New York because it's unheard of in New York.
that. You're not allowed to have guns out there, right?
Yeah, not at all. Like,
And it is so safe.
Yeah, it's
like people never get shot in New York.
It's the hardest. Yes, it's so safe.
Like Chicago,
Yeah, you're right.
DC, like no gun violence. It's amazing how that works. But here in Texas with the open carry,
yeah,
all the that almost never happens here.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking everybody's holding. So
everybody's holding.
Exactly.
You're like, do I want to risk this? Is it really worth it? No, it's not.
Exactly. That's what I love about the whole home invasion idea. It's just like, you don't hear a lot about that stuff out there.
Nope.
But yeah. So what are you gonna do? You just have to be careful. So you don't have anything for us to do this weekend? Like really, you haven't planned a thing?
I was thinking Fredericksburg, but I mean,
I don't
really,
want to drive. Do we have to drive that far?
not really.
Okay.
No.
I'm
There's nothing really happening here in San Antonio. We've seen
When
all
are you
of
guys
it.
coming up here?
We will be there. Yeah, we've just officially
August 17th.
August 17th. We're flying in. We will be there all week.
Is that a Monday?
Sunday.
That is on a
That's-
Sunday.
that's a
so
Sunday?
We'll be
Yeah.
there all week. And the fact that we're going to be there all week, I've got a couple of meetings that are set up with the office, front office stuff that I have to do on Tuesday, and I think on I want to say the 21st, 24th. I can't remember.
Regardless, there's
Yeah,
two
the
meetings.
25th. Yeah, I got two meetings. So on Tuesday.
We're flying out the 24th.
Oh, no, I'm on the wrong month. I
Okay.
apologize. I'm on the wrong month. Yes, the 22nd,
There we
think, is
go.
when the meeting is.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've got two meetings that are there, so I'll be there. And I think we're going to work something out that we can hang out with some folks. Or maybe we'll do Wood and Tap again. That might be fun to do. And Roseanne will be there
I
this
still haven't
time
been
around.
there, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do that. So we'll tell everybody the details on Monday. So stand by for that because we are definitely going to be there. And that's technically a month from today, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so less than a month from today. So stand by for that. I know Matty O is excited. Craig, of course. We'll hang out with all the usuals and all the regulars. Hopefully Matt in Mark from West Hartford will be there as well so we can get to hang out with him. But we'll figure it out. Something we can get done. And, of course, Roland will be there as well as my right-hand man, my hombre. Can you bring out your Emmy? Can you bring your Emmy out so everybody can see
I've never
it?
seen one. I'd love to touch it. I just want to touch it.
This guy.
I love doing it to you. It drives you crazy. I just want people to know. It's something for me. Look, Roland, I want you to look at it in this way before we get out of here.
That was a team win.
I don't care. You won one. It's like being in the
I don't
Super
have one.
Bowl.
I'm just
Well, I
saying.
ain't got one. It's like being in the Super Bowl. You don't say, "Oh, it's a team." Yeah, you won. I don't care if you won. If you won the freaking practice squad, you were there to get them to the big game. So this is what I'm saying, and I treat it like this. And the only reason why I bring it up is, and I know I told this story before. When a boy got accepted into the Citadel, I was overwhelmingly excited. And of course, he asked me, he's like, "What are you so excited for?" I said, "I get to tell people I have a stepson in the Citadel," right? So that's
bragging
the whole.
rights,
It's bragging rights. So now, when I talk about the Reese on the Radio program, I can say, "Reese on the Radio, produced by Emmy Award-winning producer Roland Matthews.
You know,
that's how it works.
I'm watching this show. Was it
The Gilded?
Leaving America, where they're all going to Africa.
Oh yeah, coming from America.
There you go, coming from it. And there's this one woman, beautiful girl. I mean, beautiful woman,
You got
right?
10
She's
seconds.
got like 5 kids, but she introduced, "Hi, my name is such and such. I'm an Emmy award-winning makeup artist and a fitness instructor."
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. Like, okay, but the first 32 times you said it, like, it's ridiculous.
It's a big deal.
I never say.
It is quite braggadocious.
He doesn't care.
No, I'm talking about the Africa girl.
No, me, I care about it. So if he doesn't want to promote
It's like
it,
me
I'll
tooting
promote it.
your horn. I get to toot your horn. You hate it. Let other people do it for you.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll do it for you, Roland.
That's all.
I just want to touch
Jurassic World.
it.
Let's go.
I just
All right,
want to
folks.
touch it.
Time to get up out of here. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. Say goodbye, Roseanne.
Goodbye, Roseanne.
We'll see you guys on Monday. And weather and traffic's coming up with Tom O'Hanlon. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday. Holler.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. 84 westbound is loaded.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right,
Cross,
sir.
we're heading
We
up to
will
Hartford,
see you
and then
on
something waiting for you on
Monday.
the other
That's right,
side of
manana.
downtown Hartford.
Yeah, Monday.
See. Oh, shoot. I kicked him off.
Wow.
I did. I hit it by accident.
Rude.
I did. Oh, shoot. I'm
Just
sorry.
make sure Roland knows it wasn't me. I didn't
I'm
do it.
sorry, Roland. It was an accident. Bring some shirts to Tap Rock. Okay, yeah. I'll make sure. That should make a killing. All right, we love you guys. We got to get up out of here, and I have to eat something because I'm starving. Somebody did not make lunch.
Who?
Huh?
Who didn't make lunch?
The chef.
Mm.
The chef.
Fire that guy.
Unfortunately, I can't.
No, you're stuck with her. Blood in, blood out.
I swear to God, you're the worst.
Those were our marriage vows. Only way out, baby.
Is that what we told them?
We will age out of this marriage. That's all there is to it. Age out.
We gotta go. Thank you, the Panics. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you, Danny and Mike. And we'll see you guys on Monday. All right, stay out of trouble, guys.
We'll look
Love
forward
you.
to seeing y'all in Corpus.
Yeah, indeed. All right, guys.